listen, this is another episode of the Group Chat podcast. I'm joined as always, standing in 6'1", 215 pounds. Tony is in the building. How we feeling today?
Feeling very tall at 6'1", as everyone knows me to be. Tall Tony.
Hey man, Di- see, I don't want to. See, I always feel like I can't ask high questions because if I ask high questions, I'm told I'm an asshole. So we're not asking high questions.
What did you want to ask?
I was like, was there ever like I had my growth spurt at 13, and so I didn't really have like a ton of time to be like, oh, I want to be this tall as a kid. Like, was there ever a height you was like, I want to get to this height?
Not want to. Oh, I thought I'd be about 5'11", 6 feet. Like when I was
Mm.
younger, because I was rather tall for like the classes I was in. But I never was like I wanna be a certain height. That never really mattered to me.
No, that's fair. Because I got three friends who all they do is talk about like all three of them are like 5'10", 5'11". But it was always funny because they will have like these conversations like, no, I'm really 5'11". Like really on a good day, I'm 6 foot. But sometimes they want to sit there and use the rule, and it's like, nah, nigga, you 5'10". I just didn't have to deal with it. But like again, anytime I make a comment on someone's height, I just get looked at. It's just like, I just trying to join the conversation, guys. Everybody makes comments about my height. I'm just trying to join the conversation. Uh, I was like, I was outside for the first time in a minute, and the
Oh no.
amount it was, and I don't like being outside. Just outright. I do not like being around a whole bunch of people. I do not like. I'm at this point. I'm 31. I'm married. I don't care for clubs. I don't care. But it was one of my wife's friends who lives a couple hours away. She came to San Diego, so I was like, all right, cool, make the exception, whatever. They went to the bathroom in about a two. They take long as hell in the bathroom. In about a 5 minute span, it's like 10 different people pull up and start wanting to talk about height related questions. And I'm gonna just be honest with you.
Niggas just
The
walked up
guys
to you in the club asking you like how tall you
dead
are.
dead ass. Like it was and variations of that. And I'm just like, and I'm be real. It was three of them was guys. I started doing counts because I was bored. She was in the bathroom, and no disrespect to the other people who were there. I don't really care to talk to nobody. So I'm sitting there playing games in my head. And I'm just like, I gotta do something to entertain myself. It was four guys, six girls walked up, asked these level of questions. In my head, I just knew by like the second or third female, I'm like, hey, y'all got to stop doing this because someone's gonna walk up at the wrong time, and then I'm gonna look crazy when she walks out the bathroom. Like the dude
The
walks up,
mathematics
whatever.
were good until they weren't.
Yeah, no, literally, I'm just like, look, y'all got to stop this because I just like. So I didn't turn around. I'm like, I'm just acting like I ordered a drink. Didn't order shit. I was just standing at the fucking bar, like turning around, like I'm like, I ain't.
The
I
worst
was like, because
move.
I just know I'm like my luck is absolutely. And drunk people don't care because drunk people is super handsy, super touchy. Like when you in a club, like everybody close, and I'm just like, I just know there's like, I know how this can look, and I know it's going to look worse for me specifically the
Yeah,
second this shit happens. So I was like, all right, y'all got me fucked up. This is why I don't go outside.
we know you're a
Um,
woman.
that's love her, but like I'm look, man, you deal with the circumstances. Um, we got a lot to talk about today. We got a lot of NBA free agency. We're going to be talking about our rapper tiers that we kind of left off last week. But we start the show as we always do. Who you been listening to this week?
I was thinking about this before I got on. I was like, who's going to be my rapper of the week? And then I listened to Diplomatic Immunity today. I was like, who gives a shit about the week? Like this is my like these are my rappers of the week. Like off of one day because Diplomatic Immunity is such a great album, and we miss that we miss that energy in rap. The posse, the group, whatever you want to call it, full of just the most unique characters when you think about Cameron and Jim Jones and Freaky Zeke and how we don't get enough rappers calling from jail and freestyling anymore. Rappers don't do that how they used to. Rappers used to
That
call from jail and freestyle a lot. Bring
that used to be
that
the move.
back. If you are in jail, obviously
I was gonna say I don't know if we want to bring
don't
that back.
go
That's
to
like
jail. But if you are in jail, call. Give us a freestyle. So yeah, man.
who got the best jail freestyle?
Dipset is my rapper. rappers of the week, if you will. The best jail freestyle, Sean,
Like, just,
maybe. Sean's up there.
Sean's up
Sean's
there.
jail freestyle was a 50 Cent diss, so that's like a tax that carries a little bit more weight. Um, who else has a crazy jail freestyle? That's a good
Not
question. I'm
thinking
gonna have to
about
think
it.
about that.
Yeah, I don't have the top of my head, but I'm like, because you're right. There was like a handful of them that came out, and it's just like, I one of these, because I like because then he used to go on niggas albums like, and I'm not even talking
They
about the shit
did.
he do.
They did.
Niggas had the like niggas was sending that straight up to the studio like, hey man, look, I'm in here for a couple more years, but if you're trying to get this 16 out, like we can put that up, we
Respect.
can put that on my books, keep it at home, like niggas still got to get paid just because you in jail. Um, nah, shout out to Dipset. Um, I really wouldn't have. I got cold corn when I did this. I listened to a lot of people this week because I was really trying to sit there when we were talking about tiers at the end of last week's episode, and so I listened to primarily like it was like DMX, 50, Ti, Game, and it was like, all right, well, what tier are they in? And I've listened to a bunch of them, and it's tough because like DMX is really tough for me because I'm like, I think you got two classic projects. Do I think you are like technically like one of the 10, 15 greatest rappers ever? No. But I also don't feel that way like technically about Pac, and I got Pac in my top five. Um, but shout out to Ti, man. I will say like Ti was one of the better, and like peak Ti is great. Ti got less relevant when I was kind of listening to him, like, but I don't know if like even this last album that his last album, because you know rappers never lie about that. Um, like he still has it. Like whatever that is that just lets niggas go in the booth, like write songs, write raps, whatever it is. Like Ti is gonna have that forever. And
Mhm.
so this is kind of my public apology, Ti. I still don't know if I'm putting you in the same tier as DMX. When we really get into the conversation, I might change my mind, but I'm like, I didn't mean to disrespect you, because you a legend. You got a lot of shit out. You got some great albums. You got a great discography.
What did
Um,
you say about Ti for you to be apologizing right now?
I just said, well, because niggas looked at me, because at the end of last episode, niggas was like, I think, I forget if it was you or Will, but someone was like, oh, T.I. is in the same tier as, I don't remember if it was X or 50. And I'm like,
Both, if you asking me.
and that's where, again, there's like something to like, I don't know how this works for like other people, but there is like a bonus that the same way we don't really like rate like the niggas who did it first. Like no one's coming in here today and talking about Big Daddy Kane and KRS-One. But to that same logic, it's like the niggas who were kind of already like legends or became legends, but they were older as we started to get into it. I do look at them differently versus the niggas like I watched along the way, right? So, like, it's a difference to me if you're talking about Jay and Nas versus you talking about Kendrick. Because by the time I'm able to actually listen and understand something, they're kind of already in legend status and improving on it versus like I got to technically see Dot from day one. And so it's not a real metric, but I just do in my head, I do kind of view them differently because of being closer in age and like the status I saw you at initially. And
Mhm.
really with that whole blog era, like I saw you niggas from day one essentially versus by the time I can actually understand anything, I'm like, some of you niggas is already legends. Some of you are a little too old and I just don't get it. But the ones who were like in that kind of sweet spot, like the late '90s or I guess mid '90s, like I just kind of view them differently. Um,
Okay.
we do got some sports to talk to here real quick. Obviously, been a lot of stuff popping off NBA free agency. Hey, y'all gotta leave Sham alone, man. Like this man is just trying to report trade transaction, and niggas talking about like what Woj would do. Niggas saying he used to lead that shit for Chris Haynes. Like, just the man is just on his phone the whole day,
Shams
just trying to
reporting the
let us know.
garbage. Like Shams is a shameless nigga, man. Shams is reporting scraps. Like
He's
Shams is reporting scraps. Like I didn't need to know DeAndre Jordan re-signed Playboy. Like leave that to somebody else.
I'd let y'all know DeAndre Jordan resigned.
I wouldn't have
Um,
listened.
now he gotta just embrace it, and he gotta start reporting like niggas that sign in China or overseas at this point. Like he gotta sit
Oh,
there and
they'll hate him. They'll hate his guts. They'll hate his thinking guts.
Hey, Woj did it once because because D Wade signed for one of those teams. I remember that was like the funniest notification ever.
Dark days,
like,
the darkest days.
oh man. We'll start with the big one of the last 24, 48 hours. Now hasn't re-signed, but LeBron officially told the Lakers yesterday, "Hey, look, y'all can move on. I'm gonna go somewhere else. I'm gonna keep playing basketball, but it's not gonna be the Lakers."
I like him putting
Um,
that out there like like that, cause I'm sure the Lakers were like, oh, we know, like you didn't have to tell us, like we know. That's
but
the
they
old Matthew Stafford like going to Detroit and saying like Bomani made this joke a few years ago. It's like when Matthew Stafford went out of Detroit, he went to the Lions. He was like, "Hey guys, I think it's time I get on out of here." And the Lions was like, "We were about to say the same thing."
but I I'll say this. I kind of like the fact that it's like, all right, it's LeBron. You let him have his day, like no bad blood, whatever. Like he's a legend. Like we're like, yeah, all right, cool. LeBron got to quote unquote. Even if niggas don't believe it, at least what is being publicized is like LeBron got to say, hey, I'm gonna move on. And as a legend of the game, one of the greatest players ever, like you get that right.
They
Uh,
was finna 1 year Braun ass if he came back, and it's just like I can't go back. I can't play for the minimum for the team I won a championship for. His pride wouldn't let him.
I do think it was hilarious that like, and I do think LeBron is kind of calculated, but apparently Bronny's contract became fully guaranteed 2 days ago. So nigga waited until he's like, hold on, let me hold this spot real quick. Son's
I
contract fully guaranteed. All right, we out.
I guarantee the Lakers wasn't fucking stressing about that $2 million and like it wasn't holding them hostage. I promise you.
That's the Dodgers ownership now. Them niggas they got money. Um, hey man, y'all see him? Will is in the building, standing in 6'3", 225 pounds. How we feeling today?
I'm good, man. Sorry I'm late. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah, you good?
Okay. I was wrapping up church. So, we had up.
Amen. Who are y'all listening to at church this week, man? Who's the gospel of the week?
I don't know if I got no gospel
let
of
the
the week.
people know.
My church don't play gospel.
See, that's like I can't say that. No, yeah, no, fuck it, I can't. That's like how the BET Awards they used to be like Christian Performer of the Year, and it was just Kirk Franklin every single year. Like niggas didn't even like go to look for like who might have actually put some stuff out. It was just like, hey man, Kirk on the ballot. I bet, give it to
Nah,
him.
it was the other group. I can't remember what's the two ladies' name. It was the two women.
Mary.
Mary and Mary. They was fire. Both Marys cooking. Shout
Hey
out to
man,
Mary, man.
shout out to them. Um, what have y'all thought? We'll start with again. We're starting with the LeBron talk as far as him leaving the Lakers. Lakers signed Walker Kessler. They signed. Let me pull up all these guys because I definitely didn't. They signed every white player in the league that was a free agent. That's what the Lakers did. The Lakers basically said, "Hey, yo, look, um, you white and you want to hoop, we got you." So Walker Kessler, damn, they lost out on Jackson Hayes. He ain't coming back.
Damn.
Uh, what they gonna do now?
What they
Um,
gonna do without him?
yeah. But obviously Walker Kessler's the big sign. They signed. I'm just trying to get the list here. I definitely can't say this nigga's name, so I ain't even gonna try.
So you
Quentin
got nothing
Grimes
to
they
talk about.
signed.
I got
Uh,
on
uh, here we go. Colin Sexton they signed. Jake Lavey was already there. DeAndre Ayton re-signed. He opted into his deal. He got a nice $8 million coming back. Um, is it the right move to move on from 41-year-old LeBron James?
I don't know what y'all was talking about before I got up in here, but is it? I guess are we under the impression that they moved on from him, or he moved on from them?
Both.
I was gonna say I think I do. There's a part of it that probably was mutual. I also do think because it's different owners. Like this is their first off season to like actually be in charge. I know Genie's still there, but it's more of a face thing. Like I said before you came out, I was like, the tough part about Bron is though like Bron probably still would have been the second or third best Laker if he was there next year. It's just you don't because of like, but at some point theoretically, like the 42-year-old is going to play like a 42-year-old, or at least a lesser version of him. He's never going to be again. He's not going to be what Dirk was doing in his last season. So like,
who was going to be
not worth 50?
Who was going to be compete with LeBron for the second best Laker next year?
Man, look, they gave Austin Reeves $185 million. He better be the second best
Reeves.
Like,
that don't make it true, but that means he'd be competing.
I don't know. It wouldn't have been no competition, but I guess. Listen, shout out to Austin Reeves, man. He done made a hell of a career for himself. You know, he done went from undrafted to a max player.
He's not quite a max player, I don't think. I think he's
whatever.
He doesn't have.
He's making a lot of money.
Or no, I guess he's a max, not a super max. You have to be a All NBA to get a super max, or All NBA or one of the.
Yeah, I think he got the max. Like you said, I don't think it's super max, but I think he got the max.
Yeah, because they did that shit for like Rudy Gobert. Because you don't got
All
NBA, but if you got a Defensive Player of the Year award, you can be eligible for a super max.
Yeah, and I think it was. I think it was the right move for both of them. I think as long as LeBron is there, he gonna get some form of the blame no matter what. And now them niggas could go on and be eliminated from the playoffs and not blame LeBron.
That's what I say. Like, are the Lakers gonna be better next year?
I mean, they might score a lot of points. They're gonna give up a whole lot too, but.
I mean, I can't call it right now. Like I would want to see how they fill out the rest of the roster and everything. Reeves and Luka played well when it was just them. Like I can't take that from them. So I don't know if they'll be better or worse. I kind of just want to see how they fill in the pieces. But
who did they retain? Do they still got? Is Rui gone?
Rui's not under contract. He's not.
Rui's
I don't
a free
think he
agent,
signed
I believe.
Yeah, he hasn't signed with anybody yet.
I don't know if he's unrestricted or restricted.
What about Vando?
He's still under contract. He's got one more year. He's there.
He probably ain't gonna get no tick anyway.
Right now,
somebody got to play defense though, so he might.
Their best defender is either. I don't know. Someone I heard. That's this. You getting cooked.
Their best defender, man. Who is their best?
I'll be real. I don't want.
They still got Marcus Smart.
Nah, he's just not.
He was on. I was gonna say he was only on 1 year.
Walker Kessler would probably be their best defender, as far as like all around. I don't know who that. Well, Jared Vanderbilt's probably their best perimeter defender, but like they don't play him, so.
He ain't gonna get no
I don't even know if Walker Kessler's like a good defender. I know he rebounds a lot. I don't genuinely watch enough. Like, and he was hurt.
How many points did the Jazz give up per game?
Nigga, nobody played on the Jazz. Them niggas was benched everybody by the fucking like.
But who on the Lakers that we the name gonna play defense?
Bronny.
Y'all think he for the
That's
points?
that's actually probably true if he does get some bump, like Will said.
Like Bronny, Vando, like I don't think Ayton's a horrible defender. I think Ayton's kind of like stupid, but like so. He's not a horrible defender, but he just does some dumb shit. And
the problem is though, like Ayton can be a good defender. Walker Kessler can be a great defender, but if you don't have nobody to defend on the perimeter,
oh yeah, no, this team is going to be.
If everybody is just getting by and getting to the paint, like your big man gonna be in hell regardless of how good he is.
No, this is a bottom 5 defense like waiting to happen. Now the expectation obviously is that like with Luka and Reeves, you're gonna be a top 5 offense. But the defensively is gonna be it's gonna be some games, man. Is it gonna be? I always said I loved Warrior Suns back in 07, man. Them shits was 130 to 130.
You said the top what offense?
It should be a top 5 offense theoretically if you got Luka and Reeves. Like that's your expectation because you're saying we know we're going to be bad defensively. You may not want to be bottom 5, but you're not going to be a great defensive team, and so. The exchange needs to be you are a top 5 offense. and for the analytic people out there, like I think Luka is like the second or third best like offensive engine statistically in the NBA. So that's for all my stat people out there. Um,
This free agency class stink.
is LeBron the best free agent? Like,
Exactly, that's the problem now. Like,
I'm like, I was looking like, it's like, because like there's other moves, but it was obviously like trades. But if we just doing like straight up free agents, like Bron got an argument. Um, Also leaving LA, Kawhi is going back to Toronto. For obviously not for legal reasons, of course. Because why would you ever do
leaving
that?
or escaping.
Hey,
on the
man,
run. Drake guaranteed that nigga no extradition.
hey, that was all I'm saying.
Kelly
Because
Oubre
Drake
a
posted.
Pacer. I like that a lot.
Drake posted about Kawhi coming back, and niggas just been retweeting that shit. I'm like, hey, you know he was at the pop out too, right? And I didn't even know. I remember it came up. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I know it's like came up once before, but it was like niggas don't see when the fuck Kawhi's out in public. The Kawhi to the Raptors.
Fuck the Drake and Kendrick shit. Like, if I'm beefing with a nigga, I don't want to see y'all niggas on stage. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
Lakers
Kawhi's
gave Quentin
going-
Grimes $60 million.
For how many years?
4, 15 a year.
that ain't bad. I mean, like
Justin can't go get us too. It's crazy.
we gonna talk about that because we got some shit we gonna do at the end of the show today. We gonna you'll have to prove yourself because we got anyway.
Tobias Harris is a good spur. That is a good spur.
That's like Harrison Barnes.
They got like one more year to like overspend, and then that roster gonna be expensive as hell.
You say that about
Maybe-
every team that's set up a certain way, and it's just never true. You said that. You said that about Houston.
Boston just Boston.
The South. That's not a matter of they had to do that. That's a matter of private equity ownership and not wanting to be over the tax. That's not something you have to do. They
But
just
none of these
didn't want
niggas
to
have
do it.
paid. I think only the Warriors since this second apron have paid like the super high second apron shit.
And again, that's not due to you can't do it. None of these things are because you can't do it. It's a matter of I
Correct,
don't want
but-
to because I'm a cheap billionaire.
No, cheap billionaire is Adam Silver. If you got one more thing you could pull off, you got to get bro out of Portland. Like you just can't have an owner doing such wild
I
shit
would have
like
been
that.
with you on the Tom Coonan shit, but it's tough to be like get him out of there when like he just had a franchise win the title.
I don't even know who else he owns.
See, look at you. Do your research.
That's right. I just know the way he's running the Blazers is fucking nuts.
But that's the way he ran. That's the way he ran the Panthers when he first not Panthers, the Hurricanes when he first got there. They just won a Stanley. I gotta let it play out. I gotta let it play out.
Fair. Look at our hockey coverage. What we think about Kawhi? What we think about Kawhi in Toronto?
I fuck with it, man. I think that's big for Scotty Barnes for sure. Like after he had a real breakout season last year, and going into next season, like expect him to he was already competing for All NBA. I think he might damn near be a lock now, at least for a third team, if not a second team, because he's gotten better every year. He was really good in the playoffs last year, really kind of carrying them without a lot of guys down the stretch. When you think about Emmanuel quickly didn't play at all, Brandon Ingram got hurt. R.J. Barrett is, you get what you get with R.J. Barrett. So I really like the Kawhi trade. You keep Barrett, you get quickly back. You still got Colin Murray Boyles, so they'll have some money to move around maybe, depending on what they do with the Pirtle deal, the Pirtle contract. So yeah, the East is. I don't want to disrespect the Knicks and say it's wide open, but the East is going to be winnable next year. That's just the fact. Teams are going to get guys back. And teams are getting better. Miami got better. The Pacers will be better getting Halliburton back. And like I said, I like the Kelly Oubre signing. And then just just growth from the guys you already have. Obviously, Siakam's still there. T.J. McConnell's still there. Like, you still got the team that went to the championship. And they just – oh, no, they didn't because they Clippers got their deal. What else? Philly, as we'll get to, got better. So like
That's,
the East is interesting, but yeah, I like the Kawhi trade a lot.
I'm like trying to think before, because the Philly trade happened literally a little over an hour ago. Before that, I would have said, okay, I think Toronto could get into the top 4, right? Like I think with Boston, Cleveland, New York, and I'm blanking on somebody here. Boston, New York, Cleveland.
Detroit.
Who was the Detroit? Yeah, sorry. So I was like, okay, I think I could see them with this move possibly getting up because I still think Kawhi is that great of a player, even if he's not what he was literally when he was last in Toronto.
Did Orlando hire a new coach yet?
Yes, I want to say.
Because I'm interested what that's going to look like. Another year, Bane. If
Sean Sweeney.
Oh, okay. If they can get health between Paulo and what's other buddy name?
Oh,
might be the best player on the team. His name is escaped. Franz, yeah,
Wagner?
Franz.
Yeah.
Franz. If Franz can be healthy next year and Paulo can be healthy next year and another year of Bane, that's an interesting team. Are they going to move Suggs? There's still moves to be made. Like, obviously, like a lot of the top guys have been moved already, but there's still some moves to be made if you feel like you got a chance to compete for the title.
Yeah. And if you're Orlando, it's like now maybe it might be different because Jamal Mosley, again, he kind of sold it. Now, you could say it's roster construction. You could say it's the style, but like he basically sold out defense for offense. They were a top 5 defense, but it was fucking rough to watch them offensively. And we'll see how much better. Now, Paolo didn't have a great year, so maybe he rebounds to how he was 2 years ago. But even though saying that, again, up until the Philly trade, where Philly trades Paul George, picks, and some pick swaps, and they get Jaylen Brown. Out of all the teams I thought Jaylen Brown potentially could go to, and I even thought there was a real shot he did stay in Boston. Philly was never on my radar. I thought there's a chance. I thought it was more than people thought. Obviously, I was wrong, but I thought there was more than like it was just, oh, he definitely gone. But he's in Philly now. Philly's now got I can't with good faith call it a big 4 because like it's like a big 3.5 because Embiid's only going to play 30 games. And so I'm not putting him on that poster. But Maxey, Edgecombe, Jaylen Brown as your starting 1, 2, and 3. I guess they're got to place one more start. Right? Was Grimes starting for them, or was he coming off the bench?
Man, I have no idea. That team was so all over the place.
Yeah, like obviously they had injuries, so they had mad starting lineups, but
right.
I'm not sure if he was. But even if you got to replace one more starter, that's fine. You have 3 guys who are legitimate, and one of the things Will and I even remember we would discuss on her for radio where I'm just like, we liked Philly like midway through the season because it's like, if you just get Embiid there, no one's disputing his talent, right? And you saw it in the first round where it's like, all right, this nigga wasn't healthy for most of the season, but you get him in these short spurts, he is still an elite offensive 7-footer. And so if I got 3 guys who are like, hey, that's my core, that's how I'm going to run the regular season, and then I could just get Embiid for a playoff series or 2, you got to feel great about your chances. Like Philly to me right now, I wouldn't blame Philadelphia fans if they said, hey, I think we're the best team in the East. It's obviously not definitive. You obviously got to still, again, the Knicks. I would just like.
I'd blame them. Like, I'd absolutely blame them because you can't say that when a team that just won the title beat you by 50 for a week straight.
Correct, but do you feel if you were to say that feels different than the upgrade from Paul George to Jaylen Brown?
The guy that they just 50, beat like, by 50 last year. Like, oh okay. Yes, I am nervous.
It's, I guess, a better way to ask: who is more excited going into this year based off where they were last year, Philly or Miami? And I know that's, and I'm not even trying to sound nuts because obviously Giannis is a better player than Jaylen Brown, but for how the rosters are built, who was actually more excited, Philly fans or Miami fans?
Well, Philly fans are real people, so Philly fans
Ouch.
for sure. Miami fans won't know Giannis is there until April.
Hey, they got like the meme of like, if you need to get to know anything about free agency and niggas just walked out the tunnel game one, like that's how Miami fans really live. Them niggas gonna
Imagine,
pull up.
imagine being in a coma for the last 6 years.
Hey, that's fucked up. The Bucks, you literally get the Bucks title, you fall asleep, you like, man, but at least we gonna have a dynasty. Nah, nigga, everybody gone. And you ain't had no fucking
You wake
success
up,
since then.
you've been in a coma since July 1st of 2020, and I wake you up July 1st, 2026, and I tell you everything that's happened. You like, wow. So LeBron's still doing it, huh? Like, yeah, yeah, he is. He's still doing it.
He out here, man. Like he's still doing it. KD is still doing it. Steph's still doing it. Like they got it's gonna be a bad day when the NBA finally all these old niggas decide to go home and be like, nah, basketball players. KD ain't ever doing it. KD just gonna hoop till he fucking 59. Um, who else? What's the other big news today? We got Jaylen Brown. We obviously got Kawhi to the Raptors. LeBron. Where do you think LeBron's gonna go? I know we talked about a little bit in text. Where do you where like? I think it's the Warriors. I think that makes the most sense right now, even though that team is hilarious, like the way it's gonna be constructed. Um, but where would your inclination or guess be for where LeBron's gonna be playing next year?
I don't know, man. I was sure on Cleveland up until like a month and a half, 2 months ago. Like all season, I was sure on Cleveland, like I was when he went back the first time. I was like, he's going back to Cleveland and finish this out. And then they traded Garland, and I was like, huh, that's a little weird. And then, so right now, I
Harden.
don't know. I was thinking Spurs maybe. I was like, if the Spurs don't win the title, maybe the Spurs. But then it's like, I don't. Right now, it's like I don't know. I don't even know if the Spurs be interested in that. So I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. I cannot call it where he'll end up. I know where I think he should end up. I think. Well, and I can't even say that. I have a few teams where I think it makes sense for him. Like we talked about pre-show, Minnesota. I think Minnesota makes a lot of sense for him. I don't know if that's something he'd be into. Um, I still think the Spurs would make a lot of sense. I just don't know if that's something they'd be into. I think the Pacers would be a really interesting pick. Who else? I'm. It's it sounds crazy, but I would consider the Wizards if I'm him. Like I would consider the Wizards if I'm him. Um, yeah, that I think he's going to have options. Like clearly. Um,
AD never gonna get to play power forward again. If LeBron went to the Wizards, like that nigga will never get to play
what
power forward.
like how crucial does he see each conference? Like how winnable does he see each conference? Like would he want to go to Dallas and get back with Kyrie and Flag and like what does he really want to do?
No, I saw. I was watching earlier, and somebody brought up the Spurs possibility, and he's like, the best selling point for the Spurs is that like if LeBron was on your team this year and that nigga can only play 5 quarters, like he just like you just put him in the fourth quarter of all these finals game, you might have won a chip this year because you just
Without a
saw like
doubt,
how
without a doubt, because the ball's
but
in his hands instead of Fox's, and
he
he
ain't
had a
blowing no 29-point lead.
he had a physical. LeBron carries a physicality to his game that the Spurs just lacked.
And he's kind of perfect because he slides in at power forward. You still get to play like the young guy. Excuse me, the young guys all still get to play. Um, Legacy wise, and I don't know. That's probably like the one thing and I don't even know how he thinks about it. There are a couple teams like if we went to the Spurs, even if they were to win a title, that fifth ring is going to look funny. And for LeBron, who's already like who has spent many years, like we talked about it last week, telling us the fourth ring ain't funny, and a lot of people look at it funny. Like I don't think he would want a fifth title to also be looked at as funny. Like
That only matters if see that wouldn't matter for LeBron because everybody everybody would be dying to tell you why this is the most important championship of all time, like
it's
they do with the fourth title. So it's like when the narrative is written by the person whose legacy it's about, it's different. Like if he goes somewhere and wins that fifth title and he's not the best player, the history books won't be written that way because the history books are written number one by the winner and number
that's
two
true.
by clutch. So
That nigga said he said Rich came out and said LeBron just wants to be happy. He's like he's willing to take a minimum. He just wants to be happy. He said it's open to every team, and I'm like, as a nigga who roots for a team that is never involved in free agency because of obvious reasons, it's like, hey, this ain't open to every team. This ain't just about being happy. Like, hell, will LeBron go to the Clippers?
not now. He probably
Yeah.
would have considered it, but not now. No.
I don't even know the fuck. It'd be Bi. Honestly, the Clippers roster's
I'm
all
out
fucked up right
already.
now.
I'm out already.
I fuck with Bi, man. Bi's a good player. Um, Nah, there's been a lot of free agency moves, a lot of stuff. Uh, that was my to ask about Kawhi. Could Kawhi could Kawhi go 2 for 2 in Toronto? Like if he goes back and they get another chip.
I don't see why he can't. I don't see why he can't. Like they pushed the Cavs. Obviously made the Eastern Conference Finals last year. They pushed the Cavs to the limit. Um, and this is just it's a complimentary roster when you look at Kawhi Leonard. Now, obviously, you got to account for the age and the health of it all. But again, that's where Scotty Barnes comes into play. And if you get another leap from Scotty Barnes, like I expect you'll get, I don't see why they can't go back to the finals and possibly win a title. Because if you can get Kawhi operating the way he did this year, especially when he was second team All NBA, could have been first team All NBA. That's a player that can win a title, and when you're in a situation where you feel like your conference is winnable, a champion, I don't see why you can't win a championship.
If Kawhi wins the second title in
Cam
Toronto,
Blurry will.
if Kawhi gets to 2 titles in Toronto, like we had the conversation a little over a month ago of like who at their peak is better, KD or Kawhi, and obviously that's got more like subjectiveness to it. He gets that'd be what, ring number 3? How many rings
Yep.
Kawhi got? Yeah, okay,
That'd be ring number 3.
He didn't win 2 in San Antonio. He's only part of 14.
Yeah.
Okay, if he gets ring number 3 and he gets 2 in Toronto, his resume is just better than KD's. Like that just to me like he would push him past Kevin Durant. Like I think as far as a consensus. Again, you can argue like who at their peak is better, quote unquote. They're different players, but I got 3 titles. I was clearly important. I was not the best player, but clearly important in one, and then I was obviously the best player in the other 2.
I don't know if he wasn't the best player on that 14 team. I think he was the
14 is
best player on that team.
14
Like
is tough.
the numbers won't show it just because of how they were made up. But I think he was the best player on that team if you really go back and look at it.
It's 14 is tough because that's just one of the best like most balanced teams you got as far as like a total title contender. And I do give Tim a little bit of the edge of like if it's close, I would defer to Duncan because he's one of the best players ever. And so, but again, you're not wrong. Like, it's definitely a conversation. It's not like overwhelming either way. Will, what do you think about your Celtics trading Jaylen Brown?
First of all, shout out to the organization. So I said, what was the deal? Because I seen it, but I didn't get a chance to see all the pieces that were included. I seen like PG and some picks. Was that it?
That's it. It's Paul George.
It's Paul
two
George,
outright picks,
2
and 2 pick
firsts,
swaps.
2 seconds. But the first, one of the first is a swap, which could be more favorable to the Celtics. And then the other is like a straight up first. And then the seconds could be the best of Milwaukee and Oklahoma City and a bunch of stupid shit. So a bunch of nothing. A bunch of nothing.
That's what I was
A
gonna say.
whole,
That was it.
a whole
PG,
bunch of nothing.
They would have been better off making it right.
That's
So
Especially for you not to get, you don't get, and I mean, I don't know outside of Embiid, obviously, but like you should have been getting a player and a big in the deal, like the Pelicans.
no, I got a player.
Like Trey Murphy and a big man. That's who
Nigga,
they
what?
should
No,
have.
hold up a second. No, hold up the fuck a second. Why the fuck? What?
I've been laughing at this trade since I found out about it 2 hours ago, or hour and a half, however long it's been.
What's your issue with that, Justin? That's what I want to know. What's your issue with y'all getting a Finals MVP and the nigga that just led his team to the
Because that nigga
to
don't
the
want to be in
playoffs?
New Orleans. What?
How you know?
Who does?
Nobody want to be there, but I mean, hey, the
There's
job
niggas
is
who
the
want
job,
to be there.
nigga.
There's a bunch of there's
Who
niggas
wanna-
who clearly don't want to be there, and there's niggas who is like, all right, it's like it's cool. There's
Who want to be there for reasons other than the food and maybe the women? Who want to be there for reasons?
We know who interested in both.
Who want to be there for any reason other than those two? Name a nigga.
Jamal Mosley is a respected head coach.
They did
Nigga,
hire Jamal Mosley, didn't they?
Fuck they coach. You was hyped for Willie Green to get a deal.
I was, and then it didn't work. You know, it didn't work. But like I was hyped, like niggas.
Because it ain't Willie Green, it's the Pelicans.
Yeah, we gonna see. We'll find out this year.
Y'all should want to get JB.
It's not just like take away like the normal shit about like my team sucks. If you go from Jaylen Brown literally tweeted like 2 days ago where he's like, because it was either Stephen A or someone talked about like the analytics and he's like, oh, analytic people don't like Jaylen Brown as much as like wherever you think his place in the league should be, analytic guys think less of him, right? And he basically tweeted out, I've won more games regular and postseason than anybody since I've been in the league. And he's right. And I think second is Jokic. You can't win that much in your life, be like, have that much success, and then go be a Pelican. Like, you kind of got to be indoctrinated into losing, or you got to be, I'm just like an average player, and I want the roster spot. Like, that nigga would have, like, actual depression if he went down there. And I love my team, but I'm like, there's just, you can't win at that rate and then go to North. Like, that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work.
The Celtics clearly don't believe the Jaylen Brown smoke. Like, they clearly think his chain is fake. Because not only did they trade Jaylen Brown for Paul George, they traded Jaylen Brown in conference to a team that plays probably, 3 hours from you. It is very
eliminated you.
It is very funny. It is a very funny trade. They traded Jaylen Brown. This team had a shot at getting Giannis Antetokounmpo a week ago. This team was in talks to get Giannis a week ago. And you go from Giannis to fucking Paul George, bro, in a week. I would be down bad. This is why I retired.
Sorry, before we get on to the tier list is, as our resident Celtics fan, Will, how you feeling? Y'all was up 3-1 2 months ago. now it's... Come on down, nigga. We all got shitty franchises. Come on now. Come on now.
The boys just signed Norman Powell.
Salute Norman Powell.
For what that's worth.
Now nigga wants to go back to being a Bulls fan. He been saying my Celtics all last 6 months.
I never did. You ain't hear me disown the Bulls in that.
All right, man. All right. It's cool.
I can't listen, Justin. I can't help where I'm from. Like, that's just where I'm from. Like, at the end of the day, like, you ain't got no love for your city. I can't do nothing about that.
My city don't got the basketball team.
If they did, would you root for them?
Fuck no.
But like, that's like it's not.
You could have been a Lakers fan. You could have been a Clippers fan. You could have been a Kings fan. You could have been a Warriors fan. You got options, nigga.
Nah.
This nigga
How
said New
how far are
Orleans.
you from Oakland?
Uh, I mean, there's crazy traffic on my way. Less than like 3.5 hours. If there's no traffic, it's right. You probably get there in like 3. But you can't. You're not going cross like through
We got
California
the
that
ice
way and
cream
not
truck
have mad
playing in the
traffic.
background.
Chris
I know, nigga.
Chris
These
Paul
niggas.
was
You in the
what
hood,
year?
huh?
What year was Chris Paul in when you decided to become a Hornets fan?
Full time? What about his third year? Because he's drafted '04. No, 5.
I'm very sad to find out that other cities and states have that same ice cream truck song.
It's like,
They said it's a classic.
yeah, I probably
Was
went
it?
second or third year. Because
So we
I've said on here
thinking
before,
07?
something like that. Because again, like I wasn't a Laker fan, but like you just couldn't be a kid in California not be a fan of Shaq at the time. Like I said, Shaq was the man back when like I was in elementary school. Um, and then obviously it's like you got guys like around that time like AI, Kobe, T Mac, like the handful of popular players. But when I like really made a decision to become like a fan, yeah, probably '07. Don't track. I like don't quote me to the day, but like in my brain, like going back, I'm like that was my thought process.
That shit just funny to me. Like
I just
for as long as I'll know you, I will never understand like your decisions behind these teams, man. And that's not even to
there's
say they're
not
bad teams. Like they've like obviously Denver's had a lot of success. The Rays have had a lot of success. Like all of that good stuff. But it's just like
no,
so
no my
random.
logic makes. Again, I became a Bronco fan because of a poster. Um, and
Imagine if it was like imagine it was just like shitty timing and on that poster was like,
I could have pointed at the Browns and not known any different.
you know?
That, and I said this a few weeks ago. I was like, the irony of like my Broncos pick. It was the one time in my life I really did, and we're gonna get into the Rappers. It was the one time I really thought I was gonna change teams because like I am loyal to a fault. Like I'm just gonna die with all these niggas. Like again, Pelicans lose the next 60 consecutive losing seasons. I'm gonna be there. But it was the one time I thought about changing teams, and it was because the other team that I was close to on that poster was the Colts, and it's not like real deep. It's just the Broncos start with a B. On this poster is alphabetical, right? So the Colts were the next team. And at that time, that was like I went through end of Jake Plummer, Jay Cutler, Kyle Orton, like
I went
these
through.
so quarterbacks, right? And not that Peyton had a ton of playoff success, but Peyton was throwing for 4,000 plus yards. The Colts were winning 12 games every year. Like they were constantly in the mix, right? Like they were one of the more successful teams. Denver's out here going fucking 7-9. They went 8-5, found a way to not make the playoffs. Like I was down bad, and I'm like, and I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, damn, what if I just became a Colts fan? Like think of how much more like. And I watched that Super Bowl against the Bears, and I'm like, I could have already seen the Super Bowl. Like Peyton Manning be my quarterback. Like all this. Little did I know, I was going to see a Super Bowl and I was going to see Peyton Manning as my quarterback. So everything came full circle. But it was the one time I really thought about, like, I might change teams. And now I'm like, and I know because of that, I can't ever do that again. I can't change. I'm just, if my team's bad forever, my team's bad forever. Like, I'm rolling with it. Knicks fans, I feel you. Y'all waited 50 years. So, moving on to the conversation we started at the end of last week, and that was rapper tiers. This isn't doing like just a normal list, 1 through 10, 1 through 50, whatever. This is basically tiering guys by, I think we agreed on, we had like an S tier or like a GOAT tier. Then we had basically like Hall of Fame, guys who aren't in that GOAT conversation, but have obviously had great careers. And then I don't remember if we went down. I know we had a B, but did we go all the way down to C or did we want to keep it at the 3?
I think it stopped at C.
Stopped at C, okay. So, and we got some criteria for us. It's in the doc. I did want to ask, is when we are tiering these guys, because I think this is where some of the more confusion is going to come from. Are we tiering them among, or placing them in their tier amongst themselves, or are we doing it across like all mainstream rappers? Because that's obviously going to impact.
I don't know.
I would say I think we just say what tier we think they in. Like I mean, and just go from there. Like if a nigga is a C tier as an underground nigga, he a C tier as an underground nigga, and he gonna be in the C tier.
All right. Because I'm updating these in the doc as we talk about that, so I'm gonna be kind of looking both ways here. So then I think the easiest one to get this started with is I'm gonna name off the same 5 I named off to get it started here for S tier. Y'all just let me know, like either agree, disagree. I don't think there's gonna be a ton of argument with some of these names. But I ended last episode.
Real quick,
like,
are we putting a cap on like how many people we put in each? Because I mean we can name a million rappers, I'm sure. So like, are we gonna say okay, like just for this exercise, I would say like, are we gonna say all right, this many people in each tier? Because we could probably name 100 C tier rappers.
Well, so that's the thing. I don't think, just kind of knowing us, I don't think we're gonna sit here and talk about 100 niggas. Just
True.
like, and being honest, the only thing, and I put in there is I'm like, all I think we really got to do is establish like a top and a bottom of each tier, right? So like, if you think the top of a certain tier is insert a name, then it's like any nigga you think is not better than him should then fall into that same tier or even lower. Versus if you think anyone is potentially better than them, well, then they got to have a conversation and go up in the tier. So, like at the top of S tier, again, easy argument, like Hove is at the top of S tier, right? So it's like, you think a nigga above him, then he got to go at S+. I don't think anyone's going to make that argument. But like I got Hove, Nas, Pac, Biggie, and Wayne were the 5 names I threw out there to start off S tier. Are we all in agreement on those?
I'm good with that.
And again, that's not specifically ordering them inside the tier, outside of we got to figure out who is like quote unquote like the last nigga in the room when you talking about like the GOAT rappers, and then you kind of close that off and it's like, all right, well, y'all not in this conversation, so now we got to move on to the next one. Who else do we feel deserves to be in that room? If you're talking about like the GOATs of rap.
Based on, well, give the people the criteria that you gave us. Yeah.
Yeah. So for everybody listening and or watching, the simple rules for the tiers, and there's obviously going to be some subjective into this as well. Put rapping ability, discography. I did entire discography, including mixtapes, because that obviously matters for certain artists more than others. Influence, impact, I separated. I know sometimes they kind of get merged. And then ranking amongst your contemporaries, and this is one that I feel does matter, but I didn't know a better way to phrase it, which is simply, where did we view you amongst your own peers, not just going back in time and saying like, oh, well, actually retroactively, we just think you this great or you this terrible, because that is going to help some guys and it's going to hurt some guys. Like Will brought up M at the end of last episode. M amongst his peers running in real time was running side by side with a lot of his peers. And so he deserves credit for that, even if I feel like the last 10 plus years has been so-so. So who else we feel is running in that GOAT room?
So I think, and I guess even to the Eminem piece of it, the reason I said him last time is because I do think like him and Wayne get some of the same flack as far as the past few years of their careers or whatever, and what they, just the music and the level of music that they kind of put out. So I'm not necessarily saying, number one, I'm not the Eminem guy, so I don't give a fuck whether he in S tier or not. But I'm saying I'm also saying he probably should be in the same tier as Wayne.
Yeah, I would put, based on the criteria we have, I would put Eminem in the S tier.
So, and I've been thinking a lot about this week. How many, and this is everything, this is mixtapes, this is albums, how many classic projects would y'all put M having?
I don't even know if Will's listened to enough Eminem to answer that question. But
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I've listened to some Eminem. Not nearly as much as the two of you gentlemen.
at least two. At least two. Like the Eminem
we doing
show
and
and recovery's tough because that's I don't know, but like I love recovery. I don't know if I could put it like classic, but Eminem show for sure, and probably Marshall Mathers LP, the first one. Those two for sure, and then you got Slim Shady LP. People could argue for recovery if they like, but Marshall Mathers and Eminem show for sure. I think are
So
classics.
if you got four debatable classics, like
so we got two and two. That's 2 and 2.
I'm saying four debatable. Yeah, I'm saying like you got
debatable.
You saying the nigga could debate up to four classics for you.
Okay. How many are we saying Wayne has? Because I think 5 are easy,
Including his mixtapes?
including mixtapes.
Oh boy.
And that
Carter 2. Carter 1 is a personal classic. I don't know if a lot of people would say
But I
so.
think, and real quick before I think like even if we do like even if you say Wayne got 5, I think like you could say yeah Wayne can have 6, but then if you start getting into percentages of like what's the percent of like fire versus shit that's not fire that he didn't drop is like now you talk so it's like
Ratio,
yeah so I mean
ratios
like
definitely
you
matter.
if you gonna say Wayne got 5 or 6 or whatever, and you say M got 4, that's up for debate. But you say Wayne dropped 20 projects and M dropped 10.
No, the volume is definitely like, in terms of total projects, Wayne's volume looks crazier.
When we
I
say
forget when it
classic,
was.
are we talking about quality of the album only? Or we meaning how much it sold, how good the records was, all that good shit?
So I would say, because there's a couple more names.
Because for me, a classic is just the quality of the music. I don't really care if it sold 5 records or 5 million.
I agree with you. I do think though it is a stat for like, and I don't think it's. I'm not really gonna argue it because we've had the conversation before. Like, I think certain feats of selling are stats or like they count towards the rap, right? Like, so Carter 3 having that crazy first week that it had and that being like this huge moment for Wayne. Like, yeah, I don't really care normally about album sales, but like I remember that one, and that means more than like however much X so and so streamed, right? Or however much so and so sold an album. Like, there are some sale records that do matter, in my opinion, when you're kind of doing all of this.
Okay.
I'm not opposed to putting M in here because again, M does get a big bump in terms of like when he was great running side by side with his peers, like even the way people talked about him, like it was different. Like he's the only white guy we got in the top what? Like how many rappers you got to go if you're doing top whatever list before you run into your second white boy?
200.
Before I get to Paul Wall, it's not 200. It's not 200. It's not 200.
Shout out to Paul Wall. It's not 200.
No, well, no, that's not even. It's not that. For me, it's probably Action Bronson after M. So, it's not 200 though. Yeah, it's not that many.
How many?
But like that.
Give an estimate.
Before I get the Action Bronson, I would probably
over under 50.
Just rapping.
Whatever we talking about.
The same shit we talking about. It's like catalog, rapping ability, influence, impact.
Probably under. Yeah, it'd probably be under 50 for like a personal list. Yeah, it'd be under 50.
Okay.
Shout out to Bronson.
But that is
A lot of niggas don't be rapping how we might think they be rapping.
That's facts. That's facts.
And M, that is a stat for M that it's like you are like the guy who's even like close to these conversations. Because again, you might say like Action is like in your top 50. He's not probably like consensus though. If you do top 20, top 30 rappers, M is going to show up in far more of those lists than any other white rapper ever. And so that is a stat for him. I'm not super opposed to putting M in here. So, okay. So that's my next two, because you talked about sales. Where and I'm not saying they belong in this room, but I think they're two that are polarizing. Like, where do Drake and Kanye go?
Drake and Kanye. Wow.
And I specifically want those two because I feel like they're more. I'm gonna bring up Kendrick as well, but I feel like those two are more running the same race.
I gotta call it square for Kanye. He's not S, but he is a A because he wasn't writing the raps. So
Correct.
I gotta call that square. For
That
Drake,
catalog is.
That's what I was gonna say. Like when you look at all of the criteria, like does because that'll go under rapping ability, but where does he rank on the rest of the shit? Like when you talk about that, and does he rank high enough in everything else to push him to S tier?
Oh.
I don't think so. Like I just don't think so. Like yeah, for me personally, no. Drake would be S tier, but y'all don't have to, but I will. They was calling a nigga pedophile at the Super Bowl. I just can't do it.
I got Drake in the S tier, man.
Kanye was literally you right. Kanye was literally saying like, dude from Germany was right. Like, and he went crazy batshit, and that is a factor because like, where Kanye and Drake are both interesting because like you said it will, where like if you bring up all of them, right? Like, so rapping ability, you might say Kanye is one of the low end guys, right? Because he's not writing all his raps. Cool. Discography, he's easily an S tier. Influence, he's easily an S tier. Impact is kind of weird. I'm not sure. He would rate high. I don't know if I would call him S tier for impact. And then ranking amongst his contemporaries, like, you can't take that away from him. But I also do feel like Tony, where I'm like, and I'm kind of in a similar boat with Drake, where I'm like, you have the S tier career if you're just looking at it from a, like, kid grows up, I want to be a rapper. Like, Drake and Kanye are two of the most successful careers you could possibly have. But I also feel like it is different. I think they would be odd in this room, if that makes sense. Like, if you stand around all these other people, I'm like, I feel like y'all to be odd ones out.
I don't want to say the negativity around you, but I can't put you in S tier when you've actively done negative to the culture, which
That's
Kanye's absolutely done.
And
then when you think about Drake, is like it's a lot of things that you kind of have to know, but I know them, so it's like I'm fine with him not being S. I get other people doing it, I get y'all doing it, but for me, I was like, nah, I can't do it.
And Will, you said would you have both of them in S tier?
I would lean more towards Drake being in S tier, like, than Kanye, because I do feel like. So I feel like, kind of like I mentioned to Tony, like Kanye probably is high in a lot of these, but I think Drake probably he might check them all.
Where would Drake rate for y'all as far as like influence and impact?
I mean, he was the singing. He was like, I mean, he wasn't the first nigga to do it, like as far as the singing, rap and shit. But
that's what I was about to say.
He brought it more to the forefront because it was definitely other niggas doing it. But I think he put that to the forefront for sure.
I'd be lying if I said Drake wasn't impactful or influential, but it's also a matter of who did he impact and who did he influence.
All the niggas he gave that biggest hit.
It's kind of tricky. Yeah, I don't know, Justin. Like I don't know. That's tough.
No, there's so for right now. So I think to kind of go here again, this combination of everybody's list, because I think I'm with putting Kanye in A tier. Kanye would probably be dead. Like he's gonna be an argument to be like the top of A tier. I'm gonna put Drake tentatively in S. I might change my mind on this. I'll be real, but I'm gonna tentatively put him in S. Kendrick.
S.
Cole. Let's just get all these niggas out the way.
Cole is tough. I was thinking about this all week. Cole is tough. Because Cole fits the criterias, but it's also like... I think Cole has to be like top A because Cole's highs have never been Kendrick or Drake's highs. As far as the criteria goes, Cole's highs as a rapper, you can see are equal to or have surpassed them. But Cole's highs as just an artist, when we think about impact and sales and influence and all of the good metrics, it just hasn't been as high as those guys. But I think he's he's a high A tier for sure.
I'm a lot of the same thoughts is when I thought about Cole this week. I'm like, I think the problem with Cole, and this again with like that ranking amongst your contemporaries, and this is like, I don't want to use this as a knock to Cole like as a rapper as his career in total, but for like this kind of list, you kind of consistently have been number 3. Like I think there's arguments for Drake 1, Kendrick 1, Drake 2, Kendrick 2. Like as far as they were going through the process in real time, Cole always kind of did feel like, even though we probably liked Cole more than like the average person, like, but he always did feel to the public like he was the number 3. Like, however you want to do 1 and 2, fine. And I do think that hurts him as far as like being in this room with these guys. Like, these guys have all had arguments like they won, or if you want to go Biggie and Pac because there's other dynamics, it's like a really close 1A 1B, right?
And when you
like
another thing, when you look at the S tier, is like they all embrace being a superstar, whereas Cole kind of pushed back against it for so long. Still does, but every guy that's in that S tier, even when you look at Kanye and Drake on the arguable end, everyone embraced being like big deals, whereas Cole was just like, I just want to rap.
Yeah, no, 1000%. Where would you put Cole, Will?
I would probably go top of A.
Okay. Putting him next to Kanye for right now. 2 guys.
And
I got my bad, yeah.
No, I was just gonna say it's good. Like I said again, when I'm looking at the criteria, I don't know about maybe his influence and impact. Like, not saying that he doesn't have it, but I think when we look at some of those people in that S tier, I don't know if he has that.
And for our verses that I'll be real, I forgot happened. Snoop and DMX.
That did happen, didn't
it? I forgot about it, but that was a real night.
I am glad.
Shout out to both legends. Rest in peace to X.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the ones DMX obviously kind of sparked this conversation and this topic of like where he would fall in an S tier, A tier.
Both A tier.
I would go A.
Yeah, both A tier.
I would go A tier for X for sure, and we know X is one of my favorites. Snoop, I would go A. I think Snoop is like on some of the criteria. Snoop is also like really high and like checking some of those boxes though.
Mm-hmm. When y'all were ranking people, like this is I think also something that really does matter for the S tier, and I'm going to sound like a hypocrite because 2 of them clearly didn't age well. Like, aging well does matter, especially, and Tony even said it at the end of last week, where it's like your best shit aging well. Obviously, like there's some stuff that's going everybody you can pull from everybody where like, all right, this didn't age well, whatever. But like if your best shit aged well, that is a huge boost to who you are, right? And that was kind of one of the Wayne and M things of like, does Wayne's best shit age better than M's best shit? Like how big of a factor is that for y'all? Closest one.
As far as what?
Like when you're comparing and being like, all right, when you got to make the decision of like, all right, this nigga should be in this tier versus putting him down a tier, like how big of a factor is your best shit aged very well is still good if it came out today, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like how big of a factor is that when rating them?
I think it's a factor. I won't say it's a big factor.
It's not the biggest factor, but it does have to matter because it's like you put out these records and they super dope in the moment, but then over time they kind of dies out. Then that obviously will bump you down a few spots. I think that's impacted M, but it's not the largest factor though.
No, but I agree because I think a lot of times, like when you listen to older music and stuff like that, you know, it may, like today, it may not be fire, but it can still take you back to a time, like to the shit that was going on in that moment and things like that. Even if like, you know, today ears don't feel it's as fire as you felt it was back in the day. It's still like it still take you back to like that moment, and like that's what it was at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thoughts? Are there any other names that y'all personally feel like deserve to be in this GOAT room in S tier?
In F tier, you're looking at Hove, Nas, Pac, Biggie, Wayne, Eminem, Drake, Kendrick.
We got 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 8 names so far.
Scarface is S tier for me personally.
Make Scarface argument.
The rapping ability, he clears it. He doesn't have a bad album. Influenced, you know, everybody, but like he's every rapper you love's favorite rap. Like he was one of the first guys in the South with a J feature. Jay-Z loves Scarface. He has multiple Jay-Z like features with Jay-Z. Like he's one of the few rappers with like multiple Jay-Z verses. Like it's him, Jeezy, Biggie, Jadakiss, Beanie Siegel. Like that's the list. Rick Ross. You rank him amongst his contemporaries. Like I said, that kind of answers it. Like if you asked every rapper back during his time who was their favorite rapper, they would have said him, or at least like who was your top 3, it would have been him. Like sales is one thing. Obviously, he doesn't have like the crazy sales, but he's also selling records during just a different time of rap. And they were selling records independently. So we think about his impact with the Ghetto Boys. Like, there's not a lot of rappers with more like classic songs than Scarface has. You think about Never Seen a Man Cry Till I Seen a Man Die. Mine's Playing Tricks. Like, you know that beat instantly. And, you know, he's the best part of that song. Like, yeah. I like just the rap, the way he covers the rapping criteria of it all, it completely topples the sales. The sales is such a small part of it.
I'm not opposed by any means putting Scarface in S. I do think if you take everything into account, and again, I'm not trying to say this is like a bad thing per se, he would probably be to me like if we're putting like he's like the last thing in the room, and if you're not above him, you can't get in here. He would probably be like it'd be either him or M for me right now if we're doing totality of the lists. Drake might actually be the last one. Where's
Drake
Scarface?
Be the last one. I know. Like it's cool to hate Drake right now, but Drake would be the last one.
Well, because we didn't talk about it because it's obviously more of a Kanye thing than a Drake thing, but it's like rapping ability. Drake is second to last in that room right now.
Who is last?
Oh, we have Kanye and A. I'm sorry. I'm thinking like Drake would be last in that room if we doing just rapping ability.
Eminem is in this room.
And M is a rapper. I think his rapping ability is better than Drake's. If we doing
I'm not.
So
rolling.
who you got?
I'm not rolling. We lyric wise, or like just like as a rapper, like
It's definitely a difference.
You got to put out 16. You got to put out a 16. I would say M could put out a crazier
Drake got so
than
many, like, come on, now we know, like,
he
Drake
does.
got, like, some shit to where it's like,
He absolutely does. Because otherwise, I can't say it. I thought Tony was going to name somebody else who would be last in this room, but I'm not going to. I can't say it because of the state I live in. I think Eminem will put together a better 16 than Drake.
Why did you think I would say Kendrick?
Not
he thought
Kendrick.
you was gonna say Pac.
Oh no, I wouldn't say fucking Tupac. Hell nah. Eminem is in this room. Like, what are we talking about? like I'm not like no.
All right. Where would you put Scarface, Will? Would you put him in S or would you put him in top of A? And again, there's a couple guys we've got in conversation on top of A.
I would probably lean more A. Just because I feel like even with Scarface checking all those boxes, I think if we put him in S, it's people in A that can end up in S. Like a Snoop can end up in an S. And I don't know if I would confidently say Snoop is in S.
I think I'm rolling with you as far as, again, he's in that contention for top of A. Is there a woman we want to argue for S?
No.
I figured I'd ask. I'm like, hey, look, there's some. I mean, we got to ask the question.
It's some women that's going to be argued for A and B, not S though.
I think it's going to be a few women in A.
I was like,
I agree.
Who would be at the top of the list as far as females? Because we already talked about Kanye, so it's like Nicki's also batshit crazy, but like she's in this convo.
No, Nicki is in A. Like
it's gotta be Nicki at the top, but I know who my favorite would be.
Who would be your favorite?
Kim.
Kim is in A.
Is Eve in A?
Eve is tough.
Might be top
Eve is
B.
Eve is B, but that's by her choice.
Are we ranking Lauryn Hill?
I'm not, but
that
ain't even no funny shit. I'm fine if y'all want to. I'm just not.
If we did, she would be in A. I don't necessarily know if we need to have a conversation.
We don't have to have a conversation.
I can't do one solo album.
I agree. I wouldn't have, like, you saying an A. I'm like, I wouldn't.
That's what you like. If you ever talk about a nigga shooting 100% from the field,
that she even was on.
I don't disagree.
Like that. Like,
she was on King's Disease and she was talking to shit. She said, "Oh, y'all can talk."
One album like it's widely considered a classic, but it's a lot of people consider that like the greatest album of all time. Like it's a lot of people that may feel that's a top 5. Like, so not even just to say, oh yeah, you got a classic. Maybe it's top 50 album all time, or top 20 album all time. Like, you got one album, it's a classic, and niggas will argue that being the greatest. And you got songs right now that's like, I mean, not even songs right now, but like songs from that album that are.
They go right now,
like,
yeah, absolutely.
They go right now. So yeah, like I said, we don't have to really put her on there, but if we did, she would be in there.
Okay. So out of the females, we said Nicki, Kim is an A. Did we say Eve was an A or did we say Eve was B?
Eve was in B.
Eve would be in a B. Okay. Where do y'all fall on Missy?
Hey, damn! No, wait, no. Wait. Missy is S. I didn't even think about that. Missy is S.
I'm glad.
Sure.
Okay, I'm glad. I think Missy's the greatest female rapper ever. I don't know if that's a common opinion or not, but
yeah, I didn't even think about, because whenever I think about Missy, it's just like, I don't mean to be one of them niggas, but it's just like Missy kind of just, she's bigger than rap, and it's like, yeah, but Missy is S for sure.
I'm cool with putting Missy in S. I'm not gonna argue.
I'm good with that.
All right, bet. See, we got a female in S. Look at us. Is there any others that were like any other obvious ones that we're missing? And I'm not just trying to group all the females, but like, I think they deserve kind of like their own part of the show of like, to show how hard it is to like to be a female and to get to this point, but like we just don't have a lot. We don't have a lot of them, unfortunately.
I don't know. Like, I still have women making these tiers. I'm just trying to think where do I have them because I am I'm heavily debating Cardi and A.
I got Cardi and A, but
Yeah,
I would go. I would go Cardi
Hard
A.
time. I
She would probably be more the bottom. If like Nicki is A, like Nicki would be closer to the top of A. I think Cardi would be closer to the bottom.
I think
of A.
I think my only reservation is if I'm going to feel weird if I'm putting Cardi in A and Meg in B. That's my only.
see. I think those are more. They're in the same tier. I don't think historically Cardi is in the same tier as Nicki. It's so if Nicki's
But
in
I
A
think,
tier,
but I
I
think
just
depending
don't
on
think
what you, but
Cardi's-
depending on
You're based on
depending on the
my bad.
criteria,
Will go
Meg,
ahead.
No, I was gonna say depending on the criteria, Meg may not be in the same tier.
But let's break this. Okay, so if we doing rapping ability, where is Cardi ranking?
Now rapping ability as in
Not
like
the
saying that shit or just the lyrics. Because if we talking rapping
gotta do
ability,
both.
Cardi's a fantastic rapper. Like how she delivers raps.
Now her as a performer, I didn't put performer on here. Cardi's an S tier performer. Like she is fantastic at that shit. It does have to be the energy because again, that's also going to help somebody like Pac.
Even if like when you the Meg Cardi conversation, even if you say Meg is the better rapper, Cardi might have everything else.
Okay, discography. Cardi got a classic. What do we say? I'm not really gonna call her second. I don't think her second album's nearly as big
I didn't
or
listen to
was.
it, but she was.
It's not what her first.
She got
was,
a
obviously.
classic for sure.
Yeah,
At
no,
the very
she's
least,
got.
she has one classic.
And she was on a crazy feature run in between albums.
But I see, and I don't want to. I don't want to speak. I don't want to, speak out of turn here, because, the ladies jump on our head and saying, "Meg got, her tapes is classic."
See, and
so that's tricky, because I have a woman in this room right now that will swear you down about Meg mixtapes. So it's like I don't know.
Meg is fine though. Like I think, but I also think.
But Meg that's where it comes in. It was like Meg hasn't sold like Cardi, which is fine, but she hasn't sold like Cardi. They've both done the sold out tour in arenas, so they have that. Cardi has the bigger records, but Cardi's arguably her biggest record is with Meg, so it's tricky.
Okay, now we're the wrong demographic.
That's why I say arguably. I'm not here to speak.
No, I'm gonna call my wife.
I'm not here to speak in certainties.
I need a question because like is WAP bigger than Bodak Yellow?
Kinda. I mean kinda.
I think
depends on the space.
I think it's debatable.
Depends
I was gonna say I'm like that's tough.
It definitely depends on the space.
What's bigger record, WAP or Bodak Yellow?
You can hear me? What's a bigger song, WAP or Bodak Yellow? Like what's a bigger song? She said Bodak Yellow.
She said Bodak Yellow. She
she
know ball. But I think, and I'll wait till Justin come back.
Because that's where it gets tricky, because they are both going to be tiered. I'm just interested as to where they land. But I think Kim and Nicki are for sure the top two women in it. And then, like we said, Eve is B. And that's, like I said, like...
That's just because of volume. Though, like,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like, it's not a quality thing.
At all.
Okay.
At all.
She said WAP. So we got one for WAP, one for Bodak.
See, it's tricky, man.
I think that is... I guess I'll ask this, because with the women, I think this has to matter. Does... And I'm going to... Actually, I don't know if she got fans like that, but she does. Kanye is not for the crazy shit he did. Like, we talked about that. Like, your being detrimental to the culture has to matter. Nicki does not have Kanye's discography. And I hate doing that with, like, real life shit, because no matter how much good music you put out, like, for real life shit, like, fuck out of here. But for just a music conversation, Nicki has how many classic albums?
including the tapes, at least two.
Is that like is she? I would entertain, I guess, more like if we just doing music, I think Nicki's in a different tier than Cardi. But if we're doing everything, like does Nicki's damage to her reputation and the culture, and does that bring her down to where like her and Cardi is a real conversation?
As far as Cardi, like, what you mean?
You saying as
So
far as
like,
this conversation we having, or like you saying as
yeah,
far as
like
the
would that
criteria we
be
have?
correct? Like, should that be enough to keep them in the same tier?
I get what you mean. I mean, Nicki's not leaving A. That's just like we gotta like I'm fine calling the square with this one. Like Nicki's not leaving A. So at that point, you say, is Invasion of Privacy as good as Nicki's best album? Yeah, I would say so. It is
Definitely got
Invasion
the
of
records.
is Invasion of Privacy as good as anything Nicki's ever made? I would say so. So after that, it comes down to influence and impact. No woman, maybe Missy, but no woman rapper for the most part. No woman rapper for the most part has had the influence. And really, no, I can't even say that because Missy's like nobody can even.
Missy's an S tier. She's by herself.
Yeah, I was about to
She's
say
not
nobody
even
can even
combo.
pretend to
Yeah.
try to do the shit Missy does. So nobody's had the impact in women rap like Nicki. Nobody's had the influence in women rap like Nicki. So that's where that's where her and Cardi are not, a guaranteed equal in that sense. I think for Cardi, it's a matter of time frame, how quick you came in and just blew up the game, accolades, the Grammys and everything. We know that what she has over somebody like a Nicki. And then after that is like she's got the numbers over Nicki, but everything else is in Nicki's corner. So
And
I don't know.
where Nicki probably scores the highest of maybe anybody is like when you do that ranking amongst contemporaries, she might have the largest gap of any one person that's going to end up on this list because it was such
She's got the largest amount of gay coons in her corner. Nobody has
Not even
more
that-
gay coon fans than Nicki Minaj.
but not even. I'm saying like when you said like
Being
female
gay and a coon
rapper,
is crazy.
You telling me one's worse than the other? We know which one it is. Don't beat
But, like,
me up.
female rapper, like it was just because she's younger than like no one's. She's younger and she's in a different class than like Eve, Missy, and them, and Kim, obviously. So it's like when she was popular, there really wasn't like a definitive second female rapper. Like it was her, and then this giant gap before you got to number two.
Talking about
But
Nicki.
even-
Yeah,
But
and
even
she
if
has
you
that
put
maybe more than anybody on that. Like nobody probably has a bigger gap between them and number two than Nicki.
But that's only if you only viewing her contemporaries as women. Like when she came in with the
No,
blog
that's
era
valid.
niggas. So like when
Fair
you talk
enough.
about Wale, Big Sean,
That's,
Drake, Kendrick, Cole, Meek, like those are like she came in with all the blog era niggas.
That's valid.
And was probably for a period she was the biggest.
She was definitely on the Mount Rushmore.
For sure.
Like she was definitely running alongside like the big three comfortably.
No, she was the biggest for. She had a period where she was like number one.
Biggest
Yeah,
artist
no,
of
yeah.
all of them, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
When what year that's and not even like a rap record, but like whatever year Starships and the other one came out, like Nicki
Super
was outta
bass and
here.
all that shit. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
No, she was out of here.
Even though
guess-
it was more like pop and everything, but she
Yeah.
was still rapping on there.
No, yeah, but that's like we say with Drake. Like if you put Views as like the biggest Drake ever was, it was like One Dance and Controller were a huge part of that, and those obviously aren't like rap records. I guess for this part of the female conversation, we do have more females.
Oh, wait.
Oh, are we bugging?
Wait. No,
Did
no,
we
no,
forget somebody?
No. We still stand in A. I'll wait till we finish the women. Okay. So is Cardi making? Because I don't want this to leave my train of thought. Is Cardi making A tier?
I got Cardi in A.
So So with the Cartier thing, that's where my brain's at is if you do like the quote unquote Mount Rushmore of female rappers, what we have currently before we rank Cardi, it would go Missy, Nicki, Kim, Eve. Is Cardi on that Mount Rushmore of female rappers?
But I think I'm not even just ranking her against females though. I'm ranking her. I'm just like.
No, I'm aware you're ranking amongst everybody, but I'm saying like if you were to say like these are your top 4 female rappers, like that was your Mount Rushmore of female rap, Cardi and
would feel
this isn't like
very
an exact answer.
See,
Like,
I can't do the Mount Rushmore of it
But
all.
it's different
That's
because she's done.
that's
Like, she's
tricky.
done more though. Like even in like somebody like Eve, who me and Tony were talking about, like she's done more than Eve. That don't mean we necessarily believe Cardi is a better rapper than Eve.
That's the tough part.
If I'm gonna break it down to these simple things, Cardi has classic record, classic songs, big numbers, impact. She's A tier.
Okay. And so are we keeping Eve in B then? So we think Eve is definitively a tier. Now, obviously there's life circumstances and there's things like I don't think anyone is coming out here saying like Cardi is like you guys just said is like
based on criteria, Eve's B tier. Okay. Because rapping isn't our only criteria. So based on criteria, Eve's B tier.
Okay, so we'll throw Cardi in A.
But Prodigy is A tier. Prodigy is A tier.
What? Okay. Let's stand in that same line. Method Man and Redman.
Hey.
As a duo or as an individual?
No, everybody's based off individuals.
Because Redman's a better rapper than Method Man. But
Redman might be B tier. I would want to put him in A tier.
But Method Man is a bigger deal than Redman is.
It's also kind of funny because like
I would put Meth in A and I would probably lean B for that.
Meth gets the Wu-Tang boost, so he's probably A. But Redman's high B for sure.
Got his classic record.
Do we give how much points does Redman get for like directly influencing M? And we have M in S tier.
A lot. for real.
And but, we've called like Kendrick is the closest we got for a long time. Like it was like he is M. Like that's where you can see like his biggest influence. And so Red directly impacting niggas we have. And I get it. It's like I would put M above Red historically, but outright, like M says it, so it's not like it's like a hidden thing. It's like, oh yeah, that's who that's who I fucked with the most. That's why I like tried to build style off of, etc. Like, how big of a boost is that? Is it a big enough boost to be an A tier?
I got him in B.
I don't know if Method Man is A tier, man. Method Man not even the biggest Wu-Tang member.
That is true.
Yeah, I gotta put Meth B tier. Cause the Chef and Ghost are A tier, so.
Okay, we're gonna get to them. Are we putting both in B tier?
I am.
I can live with that.
Okay. Where are you putting Ghost?
Ghost is A. You think about impact. You think about rapping ability, classic albums. At least one, but you can argue 2 classics. When you think about Iron Man, you think about Supreme Clientele. Still doing it, which I feel like gotta count for something if we counting still
Absolutely.
Not doing it for other niggas.
Longevity matters. It's not one of like the direct criteria, but longevity matters.
And when you think about style, and I feel like this would fall in the criteria. Just Ghost has a unique style to himself, very unique, more than any other rapper. So yeah, Ghostface Killer is A tier for me.
I'm not mad at all. Ghost being an A. Will, I don't know if you got something different you want to add to that or not, or.
I'm good with Ghost.
Okay, Raekwon.
Ray is also A.
Okay. I'm glad we went Wu-Tang to the first. Just let's piss the internet off because it's easy to do. Where do we put the nigga that's impossible to rank. Hey, let's be fair to both members of the group. Where do we
I
rank
am
Big
not
Boy?
putting Andre 3000 on this list. Andre 3000 does not have a solo album.
Where do we put Big Boy?
B. But it's a high B.
High B.
I think that's
like
I
you.
think that's
You can make an argument for Big Boy being an A.
You could definitely make an argument for Big Boy being A.
I'm going to put off to the side like just the because this exists. It's just a weird tier. This is just the super rapidy rap nigga, and
We're not
that's
making
where
no
Andre
special
is.
categories for niggas.
Well, because I'm gonna ask about a nigga that I like more than everybody else. Where does a nigga
Lupe.
like Lupe land? Because Lupe has 2 classics.
I can't.
Lupe is
I can't input on this because I literally have probably heard like 3 Lupe Fiasco songs in my life.
okay.
So it's not me being like, oh no, I'm not doing this. I just don't have enough to be like, yeah, no.
No, that's fair. I'll make the argument for Lupe is like he is in that like super elite class of like niggas like you want to just throw a bunch of words together, rapidy rap, but he has both the cool and food and liquor. I argue he's got 3, but for sure 2. Like he's got 2 classic projects. Big Records is tough because I mean like Battle Scars is one of Lupe's biggest records, and it's like it's whatever. But he's got a lot for like one of the super rapidy rap ass niggas. I think Lupe personally is S tier for me. But I think if you have 2 classics and you are considered to be that level of a rapper, I think that gets you into A tier. More than it does someone like Andre. And Andre is in that like super rapidy rap category as well. But I think Lupe has put out more. He obviously has put out more music. Everyone's put out more music than Andre 3000. That's where I would go. Is there an objection to Lupe being an A?
I'm in the
From
same
Chicago,
boat as Tony, and I don't listen to that nigga.
He from Chicago. That's Chicago. You get the Chicago boost, we can throw him an A.
I don't know. I gotta figure out where he from for real. Like where exactly is he from? Let's see.
Oh man.
Y'all be mad.
Yeah. I'm gonna put Lupe in A. If we'll figure out later if we gotta move some people around. Who else we got here that's in like this super high end class? What's another name we can throw out here? We already did Kanye. Not talking about him. Again, we already made the disclaimer at the start of this. Who's like the oldest nigga we willing to rank? Like we already said, we're not doing Rakim, Kara's one. Like, what's like the oldest nigga we like?
These Wu-Tang niggas.
Okay, so
we just ranked a bunch of old niggas. How old is Jay-Z?
I guess more so the era. Like, would y'all rank LL?
I'm not.
Okay. That's probably I think where my cutoff is. I think like
I would more so say like Hove and after, or like maybe not necessarily Hove, but like Pac and Biggie era and like after that, which
so
I guess
early
is around
'90s
Wu-Tang era, like Pac, Biggie, Wu-Tang, like Hove, like I would say there and anything after.
Okay. I don't think they would make it, but like, because they're the other 2. Okay. I want for Tony back before we talk about 50 because 50 is gonna be a fun conversation. Would we rank Cube? Cube has been active super long. He's obviously a little bit older. Like he's obviously started NWA, and so like you going into the 80s, but he obviously had a very like a lot of his career took place in the 90s, especially solo.
I would say if we go Cube, it's probably gonna make us have to go like a lot of people, like, well, not a lot, but some more people kind of in that time span also.
No, that's fair. Who else we got here? I'm trying to let's put up. Yeah, not doing him. We did Meth. We did Redman. I don't want to do that one. That one's just gonna be more sad than anything. How niggas want to rank Black Thought? I got a fun one. Where does a nigga like Pusha T end up on this? Malice is tough for me because like he's a part of two amazing fucking albums.
I
He
mean, but
also walked.
I was gonna say we just got done saying Andre 3000 like ain't on
Doesn't
the
have
list.
a yeah. So I'm like Malice, like he, that's
Push might be A.
Ice Cube is A tier. Push is Push is B tier, but that's because of the criteria, not because of the rapping.
no rapid ability pushes up there. She's a 10 out of 10. Would you rank Malice?
No.
Same reason for Andre, right?
Yeah, how could you?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. As long as we're in agreement on that. We said push B.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool with push A and B tier. 50.
Yeah.
How
Eh,
high in
fi-
A tier does 50 go? I guess I think
50,
that's what
50 only not S tier because
he decided to do other shit.
not even that.
Not even that because he got classic albums, he got classic mixtapes.
No, but I'm saying he could have kept if he wanted to. And I get it. He still technically puts out music to the TV shows.
How many classic projects do 50 have? Let's talk about it.
Now that I'm thinking about the mixtapes, 50 is might be S tier.
That's what I was about to say.
If we count the mixtapes and impact and influence and all that good shit, 50's S tier.
How many?
50
'cause I think this gets-
reinvented the mixtape. Like literally what we know the mixtape as is because of 50 Cent.
50 Cent had niggas
Correct.
walking around in bulletproof vests. They ain't had no beef nowhere.
I guess I would ask this, and I would be the same, and the same criteria I think is also fair for Wayne, right? Is like how not just totality of mixtapes, because I think Wayne has 20-something mixtapes. It might even be more. How many like outright by themselves classic mixtapes are we giving 50? And I'm not saying that from an argumentative perspective, but just like how many classic mixtapes are we giving him? Obviously, 50 Cent is the
Guess
future
Who's
is
back?
easy.
You got 50 Cent as the future. Yeah, that's 2 at
I
least.
would give him that's too.
Okay. Classic albums, how many are we giving 50? Get Rich is obvious.
I'll give you Get
I would
Rich or
say
Die
2.
Trying. I don't think The Massacre's a classic, but it's as close as you can get.
That's what I would say for sure. You talking about two debatables as far as classic album. Well, not even you talking about one for sure classic and Get Rich. Two mixtapes.
Yeah, Get Rich I
and
don't think
you
is
got the
debatable.
No, that's what I'm saying. So you got it for sure and Get Rich. You got the two classic mixtapes, and then you got another one that can be debated as a classic. So somebody could debate you having 4 classic projects.
To the idea for 50s and S, if we going down the rest of it, like influence, let's start
Probably influence and impact may be higher than some people that we have in A. I mean, S.
50s impact is always fun to me. Some of 50s impact is like he made niggas stop doing stuff, and so it's like if you think about like it's like the opposite of like Wayne's influence, right? It was like a bunch of niggas like tried to copy like certain styles or mannerisms. 50 was just out here like mean mugging everybody and like stop niggas from doing certain things. Where would y'all rank 50 amongst his contemporaries in real time? Because I think that's where I think it probably hurts 50 as far as an S to an A conversation. I don't know if 50 is considered like the super elite of New York.
Who were his contemporaries at that time?
So Tony's looking at me. I'm looking at the camera.
No, because
I just see this nigga at the side of my eye. I'm just like, well, okay, so because those are two.
I'm trying to figure out who you feel his contemporaries are for you to say that would knock him down.
Questions. Let me rephrase that because these are two separate questions.
If we going back to 2002, 2003, 50 Cent versus Ja Rule, it was 50. I mean 50, yeah, clearly. But if I was about to say Jay-Z, it was 50 was the only person that was like neck and neck with Hov at that moment in time. When we talking about like NY niggas, 50 and Cameron, it was 50. You had a better argument with Dipset versus G Unit, but 50 versus Cameron, it was 50. Fab, it was 50. Fab old as shit. Nori, it was 50. So yeah, it was fifth. Like 50 was that guy when you think about New York hip hop. Busta, it was 50. And Bus was on fire, but it was 50.
That's- okay. If you take it out and like, are 50 and them considered contemporaries? Like,
They kind of
like
gotta
that's
be.
and like 50 won't put himself above them, and I know that's like their personal relationship, and that's cool, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
See, but
and
you
it, but
moving the
it's
goalposts now.
so
But
because
even
I
still,
fuck,
even
Because
still,
your first argument was contemporaries.
I
Of the
want to say
group.
50 was if we do it.
if
No,
50 would have
I admit
dropped,
I
if
fucked up my
50 would
first.
have dropped the movie in 2003, 2004, and Get Rich or Die Trying the movie came out in '05 and it was still a big deal. But had he did that shit, had he dropped the movie the same time he dropped the album, man.
Who got the better movie, Eminem or 50 Cent?
Whoo! Now you talking.
Let's talk about it.
Now
If
you're
we okay,
talking.
are we?
I go Get Rich or Die Trying for the simple fact that Eminem's biggest victory in that movie was biggest victory in 8 Mile is him saying, "Yeah, you fucked my wife and beat me up, but so not rolling. You went to public school. You went to private school. Your
Fuck
parents love each
everybody.
other."
Fuck y'all if you doubt me.
No, no, no. No,
But
no, no. 50,
does M
50
get the
got
lose
the
yourself boost?
50
Does
had
he get
Terrence
the
Howard up fire on that nigga, and then he went out and performed Hustler's Ambition or
Hustler's
whatever it was.
Ambition.
Yeah, like
But I know, actually, I feel like 50 is probably the reason we're having this conversation anyway, because I think you were trying to tell us 50 was like C tier or some shit last week.
I ain't say C tier. That's I ain't go that far.
I don't
say
even think
all
you.
that.
I think you. I don't think you had 50 as A tier though, did you?
No, I had 50 is A. I said there was an argument for X and S before we like officially like declared
Yeah,
each.
and I
I
think
said
that's what started
there
it,
was an
because I'm like,
argument.
if it's an argument for X and if it's an argument for X, 50 is definitely in there.
Okay, so then let's use the logic then of the other people that are in that room. Does 50 Cent fit in with that room? So Hove, Nas, Pac, Big, Wayne, M, Drake, Kendrick, and Missy. This,
Yes,
if you think about hip hop, you think about rappers, it's 50 in that convo in that room.
I would say yes.
See, to me, he'd be
50's ass. Like I don't.
if 50's okay. Then we got to bring Kanye back in this conversation because 50 and Kanye to me would be really fucking close to each other by this criteria. So if 50 is an S, then I think the same argument has to be made for Kanye being an S. Unless we are holding detrimental to pull him out of S into A.
I'm not even doing that, but just like we we watched Kanye be a trash rapper. We watched Kanye put out bad albums. Like we never watched 50 be a trash rapper. I'd say we never watched 50 put out trash albums. He might didn't put out his standard was very high, so he might didn't put out albums that we expected from him. But 50 ain't never put out no trash, no garbage.
I'm looking at totality of albums here.
Because honestly,
What's your beef with 50?
I don't
the
have beef.
au-
I don't have beef with 50. I don't think that's
the
a crazy take to say Kanye and 50 would be by this criteria basically neck and neck with each other.
But I think you should be making. I think if that's the case, you should be more so be arguing for like Kanye to be an S tier and not trying to argue to get 50 wherever Kanye is at. like make your argument for your guy. Stop trying to knock the other nigga down.
Hey man, I'll concede that. I'll concede the point. I'm moving both up then. I would say because again,
But I think even real quick though, like I guess earlier in it when even when Tony was talking about Kanye, I think, and Tony, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the biggest thing when it came to Kanye was that like I don't know how much he actually writes at all, but we know for sure he has like a team of writers.
Yeah, it's like me personally, I can't put Kanye in S tier and you ain't writing the raps. Like for somebody watching, they saying, "Well, y'all got Drake in S tier." It's like Drake's been accused of having writers, you know, not for not we haven't heard Drake be accused of having writers for 4 projects. Like we've heard Drake has writers for certain shit, for certain songs and things like that. And number one, the songs we do know Drake had writers on are not songs where he's
The
rapping
rapping
super
songs.
crazy and
Yeah.
shit like that. So it's like I can't hold that against Drake the way other people want to.
Like going to Wyoming was a thing. like like niggas packing their bags and going to Wyoming just and having writer parties is crazy.
Getting yelled at as as
That
you
nigga
are
had
as
them
you are
niggas
Chance
like they
the
was in
Rapper.
sweatshops.
All right, that's okay. Okay, so 50 and S. Um, who did I just had somebody. I was just looking at.
So I guess real quick with us kind of talking about this 50 Cent era, like, do we want to talk about the niggas like Fab and Kiss?
I'm fine doing that.
Yeah.
Criteria wise, I think they both be.
I would go B.
And are we grading? I know it kind of came up with Wu Tang a little bit. When y'all are rating, like, how big of a factor is the group impact? Like, when you rate like Kiss, like, how much of, like, where does that go, like, percentage?
I
How
think
much
by
is
itself
Kiss?
he would be. I think Kiss has probably done enough on his own to be in B.
Oh, I agree, but I don't discredit. Like, I'm not saying like you don't get any credit for the locks, or any, like if you in Wu Tang, you don't get credit. Like you get credit for the group you were in. I think that's valid. I guess it's just how much, and really it depends on where I guess like your standing is in that group. Like, is Cameron in the same tier as Kiss? If we do in totality of all these,
Cameron Cameron could argue for A. He's in B because of huh.
Cameron
Damn, is
Cameron
Cameron an A?
could be an A.
you was just listening to Diplomatic Community.
I was
Like,
about to say Cameron might be an A because I'm trying to think of a reason to put him in B, and I can't really argue for a reason to put him in B. I think Cameron is an A, yeah.
well, where would you put? I could go either way. What would you, if you're doing Cameron A or B? What do you think is more like a fair placement for him?
Mm, I could put Cameron in A.
All right, let's get the rest of the group out the way, y'all.
B
Where
and
would Jim
C.
go?
C.
You know who in B, you know who in C.
Well, what you say,
Oh,
Tony?
I said B and C next. And you know who's in B and you know who's in C.
where's the rest of the locks go?
B and B.
So all the locks is in B.
Yeah, I would put Sheik and Styles in B.
See, and that's why again, and as you're listening, you're watching this, is like there is levels to it inside because like I do think Kiss is higher up on the B tier than Styles and Sheik, but probably are all there. Who else we got in the other one? Oh, another nigga we talked about last week, Ti. If Cameron's an A, Ti's got to be an A.
I'll put
Ti's
Tip
an
in A. I'll put Ti in A. I wouldn't.
But if
debate that.
T.I.'s A, you also know who's an A.
All right, let's go down. Let's go down the list of Atlanta. So Ti, we'll start with that era because I know Tony's
Yeah.
goat was gonna come up.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
We'll stay in that era. So Ti, let's go next. Jeezy. If
A.
and I'm trying to be fair here,
A.
and I'm gonna sound like I'm a 50 hater.
You are.
If 50 is an S, does Jeezy not also have an argument?
It's not the same.
No.
It's not the same.
Okay. Okay. All right. I don't got an argument. Bet.
What's the
All right.
argument though? Hold on. What would the argument be?
50 sold a million first week.
So sales, that's correct. Album quality, who has
50
the better
sophomore
album?
album is a diamond record.
That's that 50 outselling Jeezy. That's correct. 1,000%. I'm not arguing that. Who has the better album? Both have a certified classic. Who has the better album, TM 101 or Get Rich or Die Trying?
Oh man,
That's tough, actually.
I've never been a nigga to argue. You know, Megan Good and Meg the Stallion. I've never been a nigga to
You said
debate
two
bad
top tier.
bitches. Like,
Why would you pit two bad ones against each other?
I'm asking.
Why they both can't just be bad?
you know? Yeah, no. I plead the
Depends
fifth.
on do you like them. Do you like them light skinned? Do you like them caramel?
I plead the fifth.
But I think even like with that album, with that part about the album, I think 50 still. I won't necessarily say checks more boxes than Jeezy, but I think his checks in some of those boxes will be higher than Jeezy.
As we go through Atlanta, S tier has one more individual in it. I fear to say.
That's Gucci.
Gooch does not have a classic album. He has at least 3 classic mixtapes. He's B tier.
But no albums. Yeah.
Yeah, he's B tier.
Ludacris.
Ludacris does not have the impact or the influence, but he's got the rapping ability and he's got the sales. But again, you could argue about the classic, yes and no. I would say he does, but I don't think it's undisputable that he does. So I would put Luda in B, but it is tough. Because you think about the videos, Luda's not a bigger influential video guy than Busta or Missy, so.
We'll get to your GOAT here in a second, but since I don't want to forget the name, because we already brought up Busta twice.
What, you asking where we got Busta?
Yeah.
Busta's B because Busta doesn't have a classic album. Busta doesn't have a classic album, and I don't know how many classic like verses Busta has either. I'm not saying he don't got them, but I don't know how many.
Don't nobody know what he was saying on the Chris Brown record.
No, I'm not. No, because I was trying to think with like, so with Busta and Ludacris, like one of the things that fucks me up is like, yes, classic does mean more, but there's this weird gap of like some people have fantastic albums, but they just don't quite hit classic, and there's for like a myriad of reasons. But you could have, just musically speaking, there are fantastic albums that aren't considered classics that are musically better than albums that are considered classics. And it's like, it's this weird, and both Busta and Ludacris, like, in my mind, I'm like, they might have better albums than like what's considered a classic, but I agree they don't have like that definitive, across the board. All right, so tell us why Future's an S tier, Tony. The best way, when he did the World Cup, he did the pregame for it, right? And so, there was a genuine conversation of like, he is now the GOAT of Atlanta. And that's not like an easy claim, because there's a lot of heavy hitters there.
I don't think that's an argument. I really don't think that's an argument at this point. I don't know. There has not been a bigger star out of Atlanta since Future. Like, I just like. You want to talk about? He does your numbers, like the big guys. He has the impact clearly. That is like clear to see the impact and the influence. That's not even something you got to think twice about. He's got the classic projects. He's got the classic records. He can do any arena in the world by himself, and that means something. That matters. Like whatever you're looking for from him, he can give you that. Like, and just to go back to the statistics of it all, he dropped back-to-back #1 albums in the same. He dropped back-to-back #1 albums a week apart in 2017. In 2024, he dropped 3 #1 albums. So the statistic part aside, he did that. You go back to the impact and influence side of it. Who hasn't he impacted out of the South?
Yeah, that's I. And these are two totally different, like the way they make music. And obviously, we said we're not counting Andre. Do you think Future's, I don't know if peak's exactly the right word, but it's the one I can think of. Do you think Future's peak is bigger than how Outkast was perceived at their peak?
I am 29. I do not know what
I,
Outkast
I, I
is.
get that, but I'm like historically, like
Was
it was like
perceived as.
Outkast was viewed in like this otherworldly, like you don't even gotta necessarily have lived through it, but it's like it's just one of those things that'll tell you like, oh, they were
But I don't
out
think
of
it
here.
was like
But
that
I
until
think,
we get to Speaker Box and Love Below. I don't think
and that's
that.
what I was kind of gonna say.
No, that's
I
fine,
think
but
that
like if
they
that's what you
had.
view their out of here moment, do you feel like Future, like do you feel like that's a fair? Do you feel like it's even like a fair conversation? Say Future is, because what would you call Future's peak?
I think it's
I'm
a different
curious.
argument. I think it's a different argument because when you're looking at Outkast, you're looking at Outkast's moment was, like I said, Speaker Box and Love Below, which was huge album. I think it went diamond,
Yeah.
and that's not sparked by what many would say is like Outkast, like Aquemini or AT Aliens. So that I don't really think you can even compare the two.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's funny because they come from the same place. They come from Dungeon Family, which obviously rest in peace Rico Wade is Future's cousin, and he is, they pioneered the Outkast sound, organized noise. So it comes from the same place, but I just don't think you can really compare the two. What is Future's peak? Obviously a lot of people would say 2015. Some people would say 2024 when he when he started all of this and just kind of skated through it. Um,
That that
so
that
who's
that I
who's to
would, man.
say? Who's to say? But
2015 is that the year March Madness dropped?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's his peak.
So
I'm just like, I'm just like that's.
he's see, but he's a bigger artist since then. That's the thing. It's like he's a bigger artist even since then. He's that's not even his most popular. So it depends. But yeah, the Outcast and the Future thing, I don't think you can really compare the two.
He's
But he's
moved
S
into
tier,
legacy artist collection. Yeah, like
as in
when you like you are, and I'm aware he's more active. But like the niggas who just are going to be relevant forever, like they're just like he is a true legacy act. Like like all the niggas who are like in this like S tier for us, like these are obvious legacy acts. Like they just are obviously recipes the ones that aren't here anymore, but like they don't have to be active in music to have a impact or be in music, if that makes sense.
I get what you mean.
And Future's in that
Yeah,
class, yeah.
yeah and no. Yeah and no. Because his album comes out next month. Is going no, this month is fucking July 1st. His album comes out later this month. It's going to be a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
That album does not have to be his best album, you know,
Mm-hmm.
for it to like matter. It could be just a good album, and that's fine. When we look at the S tier and you look at guys that are, more active on a big scale, because obviously Wayne still drops, but it's like it's not needle moving, and that's okay.
Correct.
But you look at Drake, you look at Kendrick, you look at Future, they are legacy acts, but they are still, for better or worse, like they still in the mix of things. You know what I'm saying? Like they still in the
Mm-hmm.
mix of shit. So
No, it's
Still the
Wayne's.
top guys.
Yeah, Wayne is a funny and good example for it because it's like the name Little Wayne holds more weight than like any project he could drop. Like no one
for
is going to
sure.
be like new dedication, new no ceilings, whatever. Like whatever fuck this mixtape project. It's like all right, whatever, don't care. But like the name Little Wayne still holds a lot of weight. Um, Obviously, I'm not the biggest Future guy. I'm not gonna argue against Future in S tier. I don't know if you wanted to add anything to that, Will.
Nah.
So Future's got the King of Atlanta. Is there anybody else from Atlanta, obviously, that I'm missing here? Um,
You
oh, Two
said.
Chains.
Oh yeah, yeah. Ooh, Two Chains has at least. He has at least a classic tape. At the very least, a classic tape.
And I think he's
You.
got a classic album.
I
Like
was
I'd
about to
go.
say, based on True Story, kind of got too many hits not to be a classic album.
I think I was more. We had talked. It came up randomly a few months ago. We were talking about based on a true story, and I was like, "How do you weigh?" I think there's like what, almost 20 songs on there.
Yes.
Um, it's got. It's got. I feel like when we looked at it, it had more songs than I remember. It's obviously got like the standout 4 or 5 records, like Birthday Song. Is No Lie on that, or is No Lie before that?
No Lies absolutely on that album.
Okay, so No Lie, Birthday Song. Like he had these. I'm different. Like he had these super huge hits. Um,
It has 13 on the regular album, and then it gets to 17 on the deluxe.
Should have listened to Braun. Only throw 2 more on the deluxe. The
This album has No Lie. It has Birthday Song. It has I'm Different on it. It has I Love Them Strippers on it.
he that's 4 like bangers. That's not just like 4 hits. That's like 4
Good
bangers.
Lord. It has Crack, obviously. Southside lost his mind on that beat.
Okay, so yeah, but it's like I'd argue that is a classic album. I forget what my opinion was a couple months ago, but I remember I went back and listened to it, and I was like, okay, no, it's up there. He's
Two
got the one
Chainz
classic tape.
is. Two Chains is. It's a lot of B tier going on. I would put Two Chains B, but if we do this again, if we do this again in like 5, 10 years, I think he might be A. Cause Two Chains is still like a nice ass rapper. Like Two Chains is still nice.
Does he have like where do y'all put 2 Chainz with like influence and impact?
I don't know if his influence and impact is high. Well, his impact's high. I don't know if his influence is, but his impact is absolutely high.
Yeah, I think that's
I
where he
got
would
him.
probably.
I got him at B.
I think that's where he would lose out a little bit. Is like the influence wouldn't quite be there the same. Like, and again, you're competing with some of these people who have like arguably some of the most ever in hip hop. So, um, anybody else from Atlanta?
I mean, he
I'm
just
forgetting
put
about
out
before we
like
move on?
that's the thing. That's why I said if we do this again, I think he'll be A. Like he just put out one of the best rap albums last year.
So that's like early 2000s. I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing anybody from Atlanta before I move on.
Why you ain't put them other Dipset niggas down? Like you said.
Shout out to Hell Row. Shout out to the AR.
Oh, I didn't put Jim
you
and.
out in 8 bars.
Did I not put? I thought I put Jim and Joel's.
He said he told you one was B and one was C.
Shout out to Uncasa.
Who you think is C? Because we ain't putting no C tier niggas. We got to start like, it's not shitting on niggas, but like we got to start, establishing who
There's
is.
definitely a lot of C to niggas though.
Jim is C, and that's okay.
Where's Wale to y'all? Because Wale doesn't really.
Man,
Wale
damn.
is one of my favorites, and like I would put Wale in A without thinking
Let's make
about
this
it.
one of our last guys because we got to get ready to wrap.
Yeah,
But
I'm like
Ralph.
I think being unbiased has got to be up here, and that's fucked. But like I just think unbiased, you got to go.
I'm I might
If
got
he
call
beats
audible,
her, he's
man.
probably the
He
top
gotta
of the
be.
top.
He the only Wale. I think is going to be the only B plus tier guy.
So you would put him you would put him at the top of B.
I gotta put him
Oh, yeah,
between
he's-
B and A because he
He's
has
top of the top.
he's got the classic tape, what people would consider and whatnot. He's got hit records. I don't know if he's got a classic album. He's got just really, really good albums. I don't know if he has a
great
classic
albums
album.
for sure.
He doesn't
closest
he
he's-
doesn't sell out arenas, but he can sell out tours, but he doesn't sell out arenas.
Just for context, we saying he's at the top of B, and I'm not disagreeing, but just for context, So we're saying Wale is above people like Eve, Method Man, Redman, Big Boy, Pusha T,
Yes.
Kiss, Sheik, Lyles, Gucci, Luda, Busta, 2 Chainz. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying, like, for context, people listening, like, we're saying Wale is above all these people.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I think
again, gotta emphasize for the listeners and the watchers, based on criteria. Based on criteria, I I would like I said I would put Wale in his own tier. I would put him in B plus tier, like between A and B, because he's too high level to be B, but he's not quite there to be A for me.
Because even when you look at Wale's name, like next to all the A tier names, it's like it's clear differences. Like just maybe even when you talk about impact and stuff like that, like it's a gap for sure.
where would y'all put Nelly?
Man,
Golly.
that's
He might Nelly might have to go in even if you don't believe Nelly is A tier. Nelly might have to go in A tier.
I won't disagree with you.
Nelly would have to go in A tier.
M Pimp Juice and Us.
Could Nelly, again, based off criteria,
He not
and I'm not
S
saying you got to put him in there, could Nelly argue himself into like the bottom of S tier?
He could argue it. Yeah, he could argue it, but he
That's what
wouldn't
I'm
make
saying.
it. He wouldn't make
I
it,
don't
but
think
he
he would
could
either.
argue it.
He'd have if we just listen to criteria and accomplishments, Nelly would have a hell of an argument.
Nelly between 2000 and 2004 was a big fucking deal.
Nelly was the nigga.
I'll say 2000, 2005 because Grills comes out, I think, in 2005. And that was like another renaissance for him.
Nelly, like if you talk about just like hood records, hood classic records, like shit that's gonna go up for like niggas.
His
Nelly
freshman
got,
album's diamond. Like his
Nelly
freshman
got-
album is diamond.
Nelly got the records today, like the records back then that still go off today.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not gonna do that. I gotta listen. I want to make sure I'm not forgetting anybody here. I mean, we didn't bring up Queen Latifah when we talk about females. I don't know if
That one was tricky for me. That's why when Will was talking, I think it was you, not Will, when you brought up the Mount Rushmore, because for like me, it would feel weird making a Mount Rushmore women rappers and not putting Queen Latifah, but I don't think I don't think we could tear Queen Latifah though.
it's the you're not from Atlanta, but again, I'm just trying to think of niggas who like have had these longer careers now. Like, where does someone like Ross go? Because Ross feels okay. I was just like, Ross feels like a B tier rapper.
Ross is big.
Like just everything about it is like just like same shit you said with 2 Chainz. Like it's just consistent. It's good. He does some funny shit outside of it. I got like 2 more names, and then I'll throw it to y'all if we got any last ones before we head out. Another nigga we talked about at the end of last episode. Where do we put everybody's favorite rapper, The Game? Because if we just doing criteria, that nigga moves up way higher than I think people actually want to put him. He does a lot of dumb shit where it's like, I think he just gets knocked because of who he is. But if you just base it off criteria.
I mean, I guess he got. I was gonna say he got that. He got what, 2 classics?
Yeah.
I give him 2
Advocate
classics.
and documentary.
I give him 2 classics.
Rapping ability,
about-
he's
Rapping ability, I would put him up there. Influence, I mean, he was the only West Coast nigga for however long. He was the only West Coast nigga.
That's what I was about to say. He carried the West Coast for a period of time, and I think that does matter.
He might have to be A.
I think he's absolutely A. It's
That's probably the most complimentary thing I've heard you say about the game.
JC,
how did I become like the hating nigga? Like I just anyway.
wow.
That's in your
I don't think
bloodline.
I don't think- Hey, no, that's fucked
Different,
up.
different kind of hate. Different kind of hate. you
Yo.
use your hate for different. You use your hate for different reasons.
Osama should have hooped. That nigga was tall as
Oh
hell.
shit!
Justin used his
Oh,
hate for
fuck.
like you ain't like Chud the Builder type hate. Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's get like two. I know we about to wrap up anyway. Let's get like two more C tier names. We only got Jim Jones and C tier. Who else with Jim Jones?
That's tough.
Probably two, at least two of the niggas he on the podcast with.
Mano.
I was like, we can't call Fab C tier, can we?
No, I was talking about Mano and Davies, nigga. I was kind of disrespectful like that.
I'm not even ranking Davies. I'll be real with y'all. I ain't ranking Davies. I would put Davies below. Fab would be a B tier, I'm assuming. Yeah, Fab feels like.
C-tier rapper.
Yeah, I got Fab in the B.
Like if
French
Ross
is a
is in B tier, I feel like him and
rapper.
Fab are close. Are we put Mano in C?
If we ain't ranking Davies, we ain't ranking Mano either.
We got
We ain't ranking Mano. Who is the C tier niggas?
I would
C tier,
put
but
I would put French in C tier
okay, I'm okay with that. I would put French
because the only thing French has is the numbers and is the numbers of it all. He don't have the rapping or the influence and all of that good shit.
Who's as an actual
And
last name? So I feel like these would be actual C tiers. Who's like the youngest person y'all would rank?
The youngest
Like somebody
person
who's
I would rank?
yeah, like they too new to like put himself with the B and A because they just don't have enough. But they probably would be C because like we see it,
Hold on.
but they just too young.
Lane,
Like
Yeah,
Gunna
right.
to me would be. I don't know if Gunna. Maybe people feel like Gunna has more music than that to where he would rank it into B. But like Gunna, if you told me he was like C and ascending, I'd be like, all right, that's probably fair. I would have said Baby, but like, there's
That's a good one.
huge fall.
Baby's not C though.
Baby might be B.
Baby and Gunna is B.
Where is Meek B? We didn't rank Meek.
We didn't rank Meek. Meek is
Him or Wiz, if we doing blog era niggas.
Meek and Wiz are A if that's where we going.
I'll fight for Wale to be an A if we put.
I
Meek
was
and
gonna
Wiz
say,
in A.
I don't know if I'm just easily.
If we put Meek and Wiz in A, I want.
Wale and B. I'm not.
I don't know, man.
I would say so. Like, all right, I would say for sure. Like, I would probably take.
Wale
Meek-
ain't got
Meek-
no Wale ain't got no cushion orange juice or no Taylor all the dice. Wale ain't got no dream chasers.
Meek has a classic series. Is that fair to say?
Well,
about Meek?
I mean,
It's a
Meek
classic
got
series.
dreams and nightmares, but I think if you talk about just the hits, Wale got them all.
I think Wale's
I won't
totality of
disagree.
albums
I won't disagree.
Are better. Meek's hits though are Dreams and Nightmares. Wale don't got a record that's all respect to Wale. Wale don't have a record that's touching Dreams and Nightmares. Lotus Flower Bomb is crazy. I get it.
No, that's two different types of records, though.
Yeah, that
For
was
sure.
Are we giving Wale no hands?
Wale
he gets
no
credit,
hands.
but it's also different when you are a feature versus Dreams and Nightmares being just
For
Meek
sure.
is huge.
I agree. That's why I was asking.
Yeah. And No Hands is crazy, but like that's a feature versus your own record is different. I might be Meek probably by the criteria is yes ahead of Wale. I just don't know if like I can personally say that confidently. So I'm like,
I'm cool with it, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm cool with it. Like because the only thing I could give Ralph over Wale and I could give Ralph over Meek and Wiz is that he has more hit records than them. He's not as impactful or influential. I think they have more classics in totality between tapes and albums, and I think it's close numbers wise.
and Meek is again rapping ability.
Meek
Like, I
was
think
the
Wale
street
is
guy
better.
for like a decade.
For sure. That's what I was gonna say. Like, I may not be so. I may be more inclined to go Meek over Wale than I would be to go Wiz over Wale. Like, as far as like, I wouldn't be mad at having Meek and A over Wale. would probably argue more about Wiz.
Wiz is tough. I told y'all last week, Wiz was everywhere.
Dude, Wale got a black and yellow?
Is Lotus? What's Wale? What are we calling Wale's biggest record?
But I think so.
Biggest
It's a
solo
difference because
record?
Black and Yellow is probably more of an anthem. Like versus
Biggest-
Wale
That's-
got
that's
like
my
the,
point,
so
though.
like Wale
Right.
don't have an anthem, but Wale got like the records.
Biggest.
Wale, and if we going, I think I know where you're going, Justin, because Wale numbers wise don't got a bigger record than that shit, than that depressing ass song Wiz got.
that too. But like, but I'm saying that like, what I'm saying also too is like, if a nigga's singing on it, cool, that's different. And like, obviously that record, like somebody else is singing on it for Wiz. But like, if you were like the only rapper, like you the only nigga rapping on a record, like what is Wale's?
Wale can play that weddings though.
Gosh, I
But
love
that's
the
Usher
matrimony.
though. That's
I love the
Jeremiah. That's,
matrimony.
you know.
No, that's Wale album though.
See, I would give Wale the matrimony because he's the only one rapping. If you got an R&B singer on there, yes, obviously it helps. But like, and again, I'm talking about records that aren't like exclude Dreams and Nightmares because that is again that's a different beast. But like, you can have a nigga singing as long as you're the only one rapping. As far as like solo records, man, what would be is bad?
That's probably his Bad is probably his biggest record.
No.
I just remember it. Lotus Flower Bomb is tough.
Bad
to
is
me.
probably
Like,
numbers wise. Bad is probably his biggest record. Wale
and I love
Rihanna,
the remix to Bad.
But that's the
Like, that
remix
shit-
though.
That's the
I
one that
mean,
was being
the
played.
original was going crazy, and it just
No,
it just
it was, but old girl was wilding, so he kicked off the boat.
That was hilarious. That was hilarious.
His highest
That's
charting
tough.
song is Bad, number 21.
What is it? The
Yeah,
remix?
that's-
No, the Tierra Thomas version.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I remember that one was going crazy. Like that was legitimately a huge record, even before Rihanna. Does Black and Yellow is definitely an anthem. Wiz and Wale I could go either or. Again, I think Wiz I would only rate higher because I saw like Wiz impact in real time.
That's what I'm saying. That Taylor Gang shit was real.
I would give the green light to Wiz off of Impact. I would say because of the impact, I would give Wiz the green light. Yeah, niggas wearing cargo shorts and
High socks with Chuck Taylors.
Chuck Taylors and all. He had niggas dyeing their hair, dyeing blonde
That's-
patches into their hair.
See, off the blonde patch alone, Wiz got
Yeah,
niggas
he
still
had-
doing
he
that
had-
today.
he had-
Niggas
he
are
had
still
niggas-
doing that today.
He had niggas putting blonde patches in their hair. I'll give it to Wiz.
I think that's all the blog era. I'm gonna just say respectfully, like, shout out to
damn,
Mac
we didn't do
Miller. I didn't
Sean.
listen.
We didn't do Big Sean.
Sean would be B.
He would be big.
Sean would be B. He'd be the B as B. Like,
Is Sean?
Sean is on. Sean
don't
is,
put Sean in
He
C.
not
We're
a
not
C.
doing that. We not doing
Okay,
that,
hold on.
Justin.
Say no.
We not doing that, Justin. We're whack
seriously,
100.
See, but this is where your bias come
How
out.
many? No. How many good albums does Big Sean have?
At least 2.
Now, mind you, we've been citing most of those combos like how many classics or how many great, how many just good albums does Big Sean have? And like, I think
You ain't shit.
you gotta have like a because you
ain't
gotta
shit.
have a like.
But he got to.
telling me-
But you don't have to have a classic to be in B tier though.
No, correct. But
That
you're
is
telling
well.
me Jim
But we all
Jones
consider
could've looked
Detroit
Big
a
Sean in
classic tape. We all consider Detroit a classic tape.
Agreed,
Right.
and that's his best shit he's ever put out. You don't
But what were
think
you
Jim
saying?
Jones could stand across from Big Sean and say, "I've done better than you"?
No.
It's out the
no.
mud. We got Rashad McCann.
No, fuck you. I ain't saying that. I ain't saying that.
We
I'm
wanna
serious.
thank
That
all
like,
y'all.
you don't think French just off hits alone could look at Sean and say, "I did better than you"? And they both
Off of
in C tier.
hits, sure.
hits
Off of
alone,
the
but what about
rapping,
everything else.
no.
I
Sean's
think Big
numbers,
Sean's better rapping than
Sean's
French,
numbers
honestly.
compared. Take away Unforgivable because French is out of here with Unforgivable. I gotta give it to him.
Yeah.
But take away Unforgivable, Sean can fuck with him and
And I don't even know a word French said on that. Let's start there.
very
Niggas can tell you one French bar from that song.
very fair. But Jim Jones has a bigger hit, and even that is like, where are we at? Because the hoes the hoes ain't trying to hear balling over Marvin Gaye and Chardonnay or something.
And balling is like an anthem, but balling is ass. But it's
Whoa, we ain't doing that.
Listen. Not ass like no, it's not ass like the shit. The shit still go off today. Is what I'm saying. But like, it ain't about shit. So I'm saying like it ain't.
I mean, there's
I
a
ain't
lot
saying
of
like
anthems that ain't about shit.
no,
Like,
but I'm saying like it ain't ass like to say like that shit don't still ring off today. I'm saying like that shit could come on right now, and I'm shooting the jump shot too. But like it's ass for real, but it's an anthem. Like that shit heat. But that shit ass.
we got 30 seconds, y'all. Is there any
Don't
last
tell
second
nobody.
name
Don't
y'all
tell
wanna throw
nobody
in
from New York I
before-
said that.
We got 30 seconds. Any last ditch name? Any last minute name you want to throw in here before we head out?
We talked about it, but we didn't say it. I'm putting Megan B.
Oh yeah.
Put Megan B tier. As far as these tiers go, I don't got nothing else to say. It's in the notes, but obviously prayers to Chris Johnson, man. ALS is fucking
Oh yes.
sick, but praying for him and his family for sure.
Hey, shout out to Corbin. You carrying this season of Love Island, my nigga. Don't let them tell you differently.
Salute.
Don't let them tell you differently.
Salute to Corbin, man.
Salute to niggas being honest.
I got
and getting shit out.
Love Island. I got some Love Island shit I'll talk about after the show is over with. That's much bigger than like just the show itself. Like,
Nah, that's
yeah,
fair.
not even on like the shit happening on the show. Like what we watched last year as a show with like the Taylor and Landry and Clark and all that bullshit. That was like some TV shit. That's whatever. The shit that's going on now is like actually like some gross shit that's going on. But I'll get to that when the show is over.
And just for everybody listening, I'm gonna post this up. I'm gonna leave some room, obviously, if you want to comment on. Obviously, a lot of niggas have rapped. We ain't gonna rank every single nigga in a tier. That just ain't happening. But obviously, if you got people,
We ranked a lot of niggas today though.
Oh shit!
No, we did.
Benny Siegel is B, but he's very high B. Benny Siegel's A. Fuck that. Benny Siegel is A tier. I'll fight anybody about that.
Niggas put Big Sean and behind. Yeah,
What is your problem?
Look at the niggas he got beef with.
What is your problem?
Mind you, he was gonna sit here and argue that Jim Jones is better than Big Sean.
With a straight face. With the straightest face.
I'm gonna say Jim Jones would look at Big Sean with a straight face and say, "I've done just as well as you, if not better."
And he'd be lying.
Jim Jones said the same thing to Nas.
Okay, bro.
Like Jim Jones
Anyway, we ain't gonna do that.
He would
Hey,
lie
man, look.
as he's one to do.
He said the exact same thing to Nas. How you feel about that?
I mean, some shit is I ain't gonna compare Big Sean and Nas. We ain't doing all that.
Niggas trying
Sorry,
to
we didn't get around to ranking Joyner Lucas. I know Tony got Joyner Lucas high on his list. If you got comments, opinions, I'm gonna post this up. It's gonna be on the Hard Foul Instagram. It can be about 24 hours, so it should be by the time we're done with this. So by Thursday night, it should be up. Let us know who you agree with, who you disagree with. If there's people you want to add, put it in there. Appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. Appreciate y'all for coming back, listen to the episode. Don't forget you can always find us TikTok, Twitter, wherever you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, and we're gonna catch y'all next week. We out.
Never kick.
Oh fuck no.